How are we today? Good to see you, JPP. Just Thorpe, what's going on? What's going on, good sir? I look like crap again today. I don't know what's going on. I think I need a haircut. Anyway, so last night after the stream ended, I mounted this guy back up to the frame because I swapped out the hot end. Well, there's a small problem. The hot end that comes with this guy um, is a little bit thicker right here, so it sticks down a little bit farther because it's a thicker heat block on this thing. And yeah, so the fan duct now sits way too low. The nozzle sits too low and will actually not come down and touch the bed. So Melissa's watching too. Got you on the laptop. Sweet. Thank you, JPP. That's awesome. So we're going to put the stock hot end back on. But oddly enough, yesterday when I was sitting here I took this off. And when I took this off, I happened to notice something. I'm going to try and get this up to the camera so you guys can see it. I want to see if you guys notice anything about... Oops. Okay, I didn't break my screen. Good. I dropped this on my phone. I want to see if you guys notice anything. You guys notice anything? Other than it's dirty, but you guys notice anything? Did you guys happen to notice anything in there? Yeah, the set screw for the heater cartridge is missing. That's not good. So I have to see if the set screws that I have here, I gotta see if one of these little set screws will work to hold that nozzle in place. I happen to have some set screws here from, some stuff. So I have to get a set screw in there because I don't want that heater cartridge to just kind of blow out. Oh, by the way, Raspberry Pi, I reached out to them and told them that, projects on my YouTube page as well as the school that I work at for the STEM classes, they sent me out 30 of the Pico W's, or the Pico W. Yeah. Couldn't see anything but melted plastic. Yeah, it's missing the set screw. So I now have to get a set screw in there because the set screw for the hot end is missing. So we got to put a set screw in real quick. So we're putting in a set screw real quick to hold that heater cartridge in place. There we go. So that's now held in. Now we won't have to worry about that heater cartridge coming out, but we do have to put the stock hot end back in. So since we have to put the stock hot end back in, just based on the fact that it's not, just not happy, I got to pull some USB cables out of this cluster of wire here. So I'm going to put the stock hot end back in. Not a big deal. It was working pretty good for what I was doing. A genuine E3D would have been nice and probably could still work, but Mitch probably ate it. He probably did. I hear that he likes, he has a diet high in iron. So, but one other thing that King Room doesn't do that we're going to do is these guys. You look at them, which you guys can't really tell, but those are soldered and they don't have ferrules crimped on. So we're going to cut those, strip those, and put some ferrules on the end so that it'll be, better. And then we're going to put this on, which is good because the stock Which realistically, I could have just pulled the thermistor and that out, but the thermistor is a bulb thermistor, and I hate those. I really do. I hate the bulb thermistors. Get those off of there. Grab my handy dandy crimper or cutters. There we go. And there we go. Now we just got to grab our ferrules and properly ferrule them. What hot end did you try changing it to? E3DV6. Yeah, it's a genuine E3DV6. It was off of Prusa. So it's a genuine E3D. But again, the heater block and the nozzle are smaller. So it's like the nozzle now sits like way up here. And it was after I put everything back together. Whoops. It sits up quite a bit. It was after I put everything back together that I noticed that. So, and I need to take a piece of Kapton tape, a new piece of Kapton tape, and rewrap this little end here, because this piece of Kapton tape is starting to come loose. So I've got Kapton tape. I'll cut a small piece and rewrap that. But first, I want to untangle everything that keeps getting retangled. There we go. Pull those out the way. Grab this guy here. Grab my ferrules and my ferrule crimper. And we'll get that crimped together. The cartridge thermistor is still a bulb thermistor, just housed in a tube. You are correct, Thorpe, but at least the tube is a little extra security around it, which is nice. Here's my ferrules, which they got all messed up the other day, which sucks. And then I think my crimper is in here. Let me see. No, they're not. So maybe they were in there and I just didn't notice. So let's look again. Yep, they're down here. They were down near the bottom. There we go. Here we go. Let's get this done up. What's this? JPP, you're sending me a printables link. Let's take a look. Is it for the Kingroom KP3S genuine? Oh, it's a new heat duct, huh? I guess I could attempt to print that heat duct, huh? Let's see here. Because if I do that, the only other problem is the wires are very short. So I'll have to make an extension for the thermistor and for the hot end so that the wires can extend a little farther. Not a big deal. Still something fairly easy to do. But let me see here. Yeah, I guess I could attempt to print that instead. So let me see here. We're gonna see if we can print that instead, and then I'll have to readjust my offsets and everything. So let's go ahead and download this real quick. I think I've got boom. Go to folder. Oh, isn't that nice? They sent me the actual step file. We'll get this loaded and we'll take a look. See how long it's going to take to print. Pop away, good to see you. Again, JPP and Thorpe, good to see you guys. Glad you're here. Let's see. Let's close that. Oh, we have Fusion still running from yesterday too. Let's close that. Don't save changes. Update later. There we go. We can close a bunch of random crap that's loaded. There we go. It's a smaller fan shroud, so it shouldn't take too ridiculously long to print. I don't want to print that on that printer. Let me see what I've got for... looks like you really want to print this on the flat side. Oh, looks like it does have some holes for the screws to go into, and then it is a shorter duct. Looking at it, it looks like it's probably going to be best to print it on this face. So let's drop it on that face real quick, and then let's take a peek. Yeah, it should, because of the slopes, should be able to print that way without any big issue. Let's switch our printer. Let me check and see which one's got the proper stuff in it. The switch wire. The switch wire has ASA on it. So we'll send it to the Hulk. We just got to clean off the build plate real quick. Grab one of my handy dandy scrapers here to scrape away the material. It is riding kind of close. We're going to have to adjust our offset a little bit, I think. But yeah, it shouldn't be too terrible. We'll send it to the switch wire. Pick up this part the doggo's knocked over. All right. So we'll send it to the Hulk. Let's get the Hulk loaded up here. Hulk. Put that there. Printing the Hulk, ASA, functional print, and strength should be 5, 5, and 5, 50% infill, because make it strong. All right. Tree supports, build plate only. Underwire core XY conversion for the CR10, looking for options for Melissa CR10. Nice. That'll be fun. You probably won't gain a whole lot using a E3DV6. Or yeah, I know, Thorpe, but it's losing some of the height because the cable is not long enough. So I'll have to either make an extension to gain back some of the height or just throw the stock one back on it. But for right now, let's just slice up this fan duct and print it. It's nice to have options. Let's see. Yeah, it does put a little bit of tree support on the inside, which is fine. Let's go ahead and print that now. It says 23 minutes, so it won't be too bad. About a half an hour. But we'll get that going. The usual, though, everyone, the PayPal, Venmo, Cash App are all down below if you want to help me acquire some batteries for this thing so that I can get the backpack printer officially backpacking. Since Mr. Wilson donated 25 yesterday, we used that to purchase the low voltage cutoffs for the batteries. Now I just need to acquire the batteries and a battery charger, which, again, like I said, I believe on Harbor Freight. It uses the Bauer batteries, is what it was designed for. Harbor Freight sells those. They've got a 2-pack of the 5 amp hour batteries. They're like under $100. And then there's another 5 amp hour battery and a charger, which is another roughly $100. So about $200 gets me the batteries for this thing, so I can get this thing up and running. So if you'd like to, feel free to hit up one of those and just, tell me that it's for the batteries, and then if I can acquire the $200 today, we'll go buy the batteries today, tomorrow, and then the low voltage cutoffs will be here Tuesday. So Tuesday stream, we'll get the low voltage cutoffs installed, and if we have the batteries, I'll have them charged up by then, and we can throw the batteries on it and see what happens. Having spent experience with the underwire side, yeah, pop away. The underwire and the switch wire are overall they're very similar. Should have heat soaked the printer first. I should have told it to heat up before I sent the print. Anyone interested in a mosquito clone? Oh, any interest in the mosquito clone for the KP3? You have the Mellow NF Crazy. It's not a Magnum. It's just a regular one. I don't know. I'll have to look it up and see. I can't remember what the mosquito clone looks like. Does it have the V6 style? The V6 style slot mount. Right now I'm waiting for the bed to heat up. God, that takes forever on this thing. I don't know why. Ugh. So acquired the Ender 5 Plus Mercury 1 conversion, and she is going to rebuild, which is Core XY. Yes. Yes, it is. So we just have to wait for this thing to heat up and then get it printing. While we're doing that, I'm actually going to do my offset. I'm going to lift my Z just a little bit too, so when it goes to print, it'll be a little bit higher right out the gate. I don't think it needs to be as close as I have it. Maybe do that one and see what joy comes from it first. Yes. Yes, yes. Yes, definitely. There we go. But anyway, well, I guess while we're waiting for that to print, we'll tear the hot end down just to see how that's going to fit. Got to find the right Allen. I do apologize. Like I said, if I didn't have that there, I'd move this up there and use the overhead cam, but I don't have that, so you guys are kind of a little ways away there. There we go. Let's power this thing down. I mean, last thing I want is for, you know, a fan or something to create an issue. The nice part is this hot end's not super terrible to take apart. 3 screws takes the cover off. Ugh. Mercury sounds interesting. It is very interesting. I am at some point planning to work on JPP's Mercury. I've got to finish this CR10 at some point. We're just going to kind of swap some stuff back, and then the CR10 will be pretty much done and ready. There's that. I probably, looking at this, I probably didn't even need to take that off to do what I got to do. Let's see here. I think I could have got away with just taking these 2 front screws out that hold the duct in place. It is a 3D printed duct too, so pretty long screws going in there. I wonder if it's got heat inserts in it. We'll see here in a second. If it does, they're M3 screws, so I should have some heat inserts I can put in there if I need them. Nope, it just screws right into the plastic. So here is the fan duct. It is just a 3D printed part, and the one that you're sent me, JPP, looks like it's just a little bit shallower here so that the duct portion is up higher. So we'll see how that goes, and then we'll redo our Z offset and we'll see how it prints, because like I said, right now I don't have the height that I had before. Let's see if I can just give it a little, because I get to about here, so I'm losing out on, let's see how much Z height I'm losing out on. Losing out on about 68, we'll say about 65 millimeters. I'm losing out on 65 millimeters of print height. So that does cut down quite a bit. You're talking roughly 160. So my print height could be much higher. So I'm losing out on, I only have about 160, which is fine considering like my overall build volume again is 180 by 180. It's supposed to be 180 cubed anyway. So realistically, 160. I'm only losing technically 20 according to, I believe, what the specs are. So I believe the spec said it's just a 180 cube. So that's not terrible. Let's see. Are we heated up yet on the build plate? Oh, we're getting there. Gosh, that thing takes forever to heat up. I hate the fact that that thing takes so damn long to heat the build plate. Oh. Ender NG or something or such. Yeah. Let's see. What'd you link there, JPP? The NF Crazy hot end, a mosquito hot end alternative. Ah, yes. They are a little bit different because they don't use their slice engineering nozzles and a few other things. So it is a little bit taller, but it's not something super crazy. A little bit of a difference in the heat block design. And by little, I mean a lot. But would still be, interesting to still be interesting. I mean, the overall bolt up or design is pretty much the same. Yeah, close that, and then come back here. Need to go back into here to here and make sure we're finally getting close. It is heating up, just very freaking slow. Ooh. But yeah. So yeah, that fan duct is not going to take too much. I really didn't need to take all this off to get to that, so that's kind of cool that I didn't need to. So we can put this all back together now. And just slide the new duct up in there and then screw it in place, which is fine. Oop. My wires are not where they should be. They were covering up the fan. Not good. There we go. Okay. This thing is not crazy terrible, but it is a little bit of a pain in the ass in the wiring. And really, let's see. Yeah, there we go. Make sure that when we put that fan duct back in, there won't be nothing in the way. Probably wait and just put it all back together when it's done. Come on, little fella. Get up to temp. You're so close. You're at 87.4. Come on, 87.5. You guys see how long that's taken so far? Almost 10 minutes to heat that build plate to 90°C. That's insane. 10 minutes, 5 seconds, and we're still not to 90°C on that build plate. Ugh. I got to double check and see too. Probably going to have to double check and make sure that tape around that thermistor is not letting the thermistor sag, and that's what's causing my problem. Because that thermistor is not sitting up against the build plate. That's going to be part of my problem. So, that might be my issue. Found a tool head on printables for the KP3S, for the NF Crazy Mosquito Clone with improved fan duct. You were doing 100C bed for ABS. Yeah, I've been running 90. There we go. Got up to 89.2. My voice just cracked. You guys hear that? Look at all the cat hair. I was laying on my couch cuddling my cats. But, yeah, I've been running 90 for ASA in a switch wire. It seems to work just fine. Let's see, am I out of coffee? Yep. Out of coffee. So, on to water. Keep myself hydrated and fluided. Some water. Water's good for you. Don't tell my wife that. She does not like water. But guys, I cut up a couple of the last live streams into a couple shorts and threw them up there too. So if you guys would go like my shorts, go like my shorts. At least I'm not being like Bart Simpson and telling you to eat my shorts. Getting excited for the heat bed there, Dan. Yeah. We're almost up to temp. And then I bumped up my first layer height just a skoosh. We'll see how that does. I need to get I need to take one of the old tablets, laptops, or whatever I have and like set it up like right here so that I can have that to control the printers with. I need to redo my printer layout. I really do. I want to have the main printers I use across here and then project stuff on the bottom shelf. So, let's see. It's currently bed leveling, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm going to put my usable printers across the top. So I get the A1 up there, and then down here will be the stuff I'm working on so I can get it up off the floor and just kind of put them on the bottom shelf. And then maybe I'll get my banner back out and hang my banner back up. That way I can kind of hide the project stuff. But my office needs to be bigger. I'm so busting at the seams in here. I had to bring in this little table so I could work on this guy. Ideally, what I'd love to do is actually build out about this far right off of here. So maybe I'll do that this weekend and actually build this out and have like a nice little spot here. And then take these, I can slide the totes underneath for my travel-y stuff. Put that under here. And then that'll kind of clear up some space around. It'd be nice. You guys want me to stream that if I do? You guys want to watch me build stuff? Like, if I do that? Do you guys want to watch? I'm not sure that sounds better than talk of liking shorts. Yeah. Aren't these some nice shorts? Don't you guys just love my shorts? Aren't these nice? My poor 3D printed shoes got eaten by the puppies. Or chewed on by the puppies. Okay, here we go. Let's see. How's that first layer looking? It's just a prime line at the moment. Looks a little squished. Let's take this up just a little bit more. Say they gotta walk all the way over here. Let's go up one more. Let's see how that's looking now. Still a bit close. Let's go up half the distance. Sorry guys, I'm checking a first layer. I know how exciting this is. All right. That is, it's looking better. It's looking better. It looks like it'd probably be good there. We'll let that run. So about a half an hour, we'll have a different fan duct to try on it and see how that does. If that works, great. Eating shoes is what doggos do best. You are correct, pop away, depending on your building success. Well, it's going to be made out of the same. It's going to be just 2x4 frame with compressed board or fiber board or whatever the hell you want to call it for the top. And it'll come out to about here, come off the back of that to here. And then I'll have a little more kind of like workspace. I'll have this little U shape here that I will work in. If you guys haven't seen how messy my desk is, let me show you. There you go. Look at this pile of crap here. And that's how this is what it would be. It would basically be this much space for my chair, which would fit fine. See, it fits in here pretty good. And then I can just spin around and work on something. And then maybe I get smart and mount a camera up above that area. You know, I mount the camera. I can just bring it down from the ceiling and mount it like right here so that it'll be over a project. You know, that could be cool, right? Right? The first is most important. Need a good foundation. Yeah, I need to redo the floor. But I don't have to redo my concrete. Oop! I knocked the lid off. Let's see, how them layers looking now? Better. Printing it in ASA too, so that helps with the heat around the hot end. But yeah, so I think, initial camera adjustment, if you cut down or your area you can move in. Yeah. Limited camera adjustments if you cut down. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, I can still have, like, I've got an extra webcam that's just sitting under here that was for when I was doing stuff here, but I don't really do much in this area. I can take this webcam and just have it up above looking down on it. I still have this camera right here that I can take and set here then and point at what I'm working on. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have four webcams. They're not the greatest of quality, but they work. So I have, like I said, that one that I can move and suspend up above here for a nice overview. And then I have that one that I can always pop off the wall, set here, and point at stuff. So I guess I could clear some space and put that over there. So we have cameras. We have a few. They work. But I am thinking that coming out, whatever this length is, let me get my tape measure here on Fat Max. That is about 30 inches. Well, 29 inches. So if I come out another 29 inches, or even go an extra inch and go out 30 inches, still give me plenty of room to maneuver when I get rid of some of the unnecessary crap on this wall. So come off of there 30 inches and then make it the, how deep is that? 2 feet? About 20 inches deep is what this is. So, and realistically, I have the space. I could go the 24 inches deep because there's a bit of space back here yet. So we can go 24 inches deep at least. Let's see. Let's take a look at this. Let's go back here. That's actually going to put me up at about 29 inches. So if I did a 29 by 29 square, that would give me 29 by 29 right here. That'd be a nice little chunk to work with. Yeah. Thundercats theme on the Mercury for sure after seeing the Hulk theme. Oh, yeah. The Hulk theme here that I did on mainsail for it is pretty sweet. I am digging it. And yeah, we could definitely do a Thundercats one. I'll have to find like a Sword of Omens, and we could put the Sword of Omens, the eye right here. So you have like the Sword of Omens on the side, and then maybe like find a sweet Thundercats background to put in here. So if you find one you like, JPP, link it to me in Discord. Send me the link to the photos if you find images you like, and then we can work on that once I get that thing up and going. Old school Thundercats though, not the remake. Yeah, I enjoyed the way this Hulk looked, like the more kind of like rip shredded Hulk. That's why I went with the new school Hulk. Otherwise, I probably would have stuck with the OG stuff. You know. But yeah, so just find me images of the stuff you like, and then we'll go and we'll get that. We'll work on a theme one day once we get the Mercury up and start replacing parts, which, sorry, my primary focus is having a backpack printer that I can do fun stuff with. Is that DeviantArt? I'm not sure. I will be completely honest with you. I don't own the rights to those images. That's why I haven't posted that theme up for people to kind of get and have, because I don't own the rights to the images. I found them and I'm using them for my own personal use, so I'm not violating any copyright laws of any kind. Got to keep it legal. As long as I'm not redistributing somebody else's works, and since I don't know where I got it to give credit for the works, I just Googled the images. Boom. Coming to check on my print, guys. Just give me a minute. It is looking pretty pretty good. It's looking at least King Rune quality good. So we'll take that. We'll take it. It's King Rune quality. You know, realistically, I'd have to build the. I would have to build the flat part, the tabletop, and cut the legs and everything out there first. I don't have anything out there that I could use to show you guys, so I'd have to do all that first and then just bring it in and connect everything. So I'll probably honestly just do that off screen. I got to make sure I got enough 2x4 and plywood so that I can do that. But yeah. Yeah, I can't remember where I got the image. I just Googled the Hulk background and found that. Or I Googled the Hulk, and those were the images I found, and I was like, yeah, I like those. So I grabbed them, did a little bit of GIMP work, and turned them into a theme. Yeah, it's not super hard to do once you know what the theme is. And we'll go over that in one of the live streams when we work on the Mercury. I'll go over how I create or how I modify. I don't create. I modify a theme to work with that. But yeah, so we'll cross our fingers here that in what's it saying? About 20 minutes. So in about 20 minutes, that should be done. And then we'll give it a few minutes to come down to temp before we try to pop that off of there. Because last thing you want to do is take ASA straight off the build plate without letting it cool. Because ASA, ABS, they both like to cool down a little bit. You know, kind of temp. So let's say about a half hour, give or take. But took me a while to figure out how to do that for the underwire after seeing your Hulk sign. Yeah, pop away, thank you. It was cool. I mean, realistically, I can show you guys if you want to just quick little how I do it. Come into machine. You got to make sure you turn on hidden files. Got to make sure that's checked so you can get to the theme folder. If you don't have a theme folder, you can go snag these files from pretty much any theme you find on the GitHub. If you go to the Mainsail GitHub, there is a theme section where you can copy these files. These are really the files you kind of want. They're like your base start files. And then it's just a matter of renaming each file. See, there's the background image. It's just renaming each file to like main.background.png and then sidebar background.png. And all I did here was I found out, you know, right click and then you do basically you just download these images, find out how wide and how tall they are, redo them in GIMP, and then just tell it, you know, basically put what you want where you want. So I did like a purple, like a dark purple background. And then I just kind of grabbed this image and brought it in and centered it up and then told it to export as a PNG. And that gave me this image. And then for the logo, it's a, you know, new school, old school style Hulk. This is just the sidebar logo, which is right here up next to the Hulk. You've got this little sidebar logo up there. That's that guy. And then the favicons are for in the web browser. And basically, I just took the same image and resized it down to 64 by 64 and 32 by 32. See, a little 32 by 32 and a 64 by 64. And then you have your custom CSS, which in the custom CSS, that's where you go in and change your colors to be what you want them to do or what you want them to be. Mad Cat, what's going on, good sir? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling well. Pop away again. I hope you're doing well and feeling well. I got the camera right. Oh, I'm on this camera now. I forgot. I was showing you guys what I was doing. I do need to update my Klipper install. There's quite a bit that needs to be done on this guy. So we'll do some updates after it's done printing. Again, it does have 44%, 45%. So it is saying 12:54 p.m. my time, which is you know, roughly 14 minutes from now. So But yeah, let's go back to this camera right now. We're currently just waiting, Mad Cats, since you just got here. I'm reprinting the fan shroud because I did put the genuine E3D V6 hot end on here, and the fan shroud was too tall. The original fan shroud is just too tall. So yeah, so we're reprinting this guy. I'm printing it this way, but it looks like they printed it this way. So if need be, I'll reprint it again if it doesn't turn out right. But it looks like it turned out pretty good. Well, theirs did. I'm going to see how this one printing this direction. And it's just shorter here so that it'll actually clear with that on there. Computer or work computer systems are down. Oh, shit. Sorry to hear, man. Sorry to hear. I hope it goes pretty smooth getting that all restored and happy. But we've got this guy reprinting a little bit shorter, so it'll clear the E3D V6. With the E3D V6 in there, it is taking up some of my cable length. So it's a shorter cable, so I don't have as high a Z height, which is fine. What we'll do is when it's done and we get everything put back together, I'll see how high it'll go, and then I'll go into Klipper's printer config and set my Z height to that so I don't overstress that cable and break something. You're bored as shit. I can understand. I can understand that. It is Friday. I should be working, but I took another vacation day today because I want to play with stuff and spend time with the internet. And it's summer and I have the ability to take time, so I'm doing that. They are not rep rack behind me. That is an older one that was from forever ago before rep rack was even a thing. As a matter of fact, this is what they look like. I have some extras because I've taken them off the wall because I'm not using them all, but this is what this one looks like. It is supposed to use conduit, but I use dowel rod, half-inch wooden dowel rod is what I put in there. So, yeah. I may do a rep rack system at some point. Get some wood and do some French cleats instead. But I don't want to go down that path just yet because I haven't actually, I don't have the income to put the office where I want to, so I'm not going to redo something that's working right now. But when we redo the office, we'll look at doing some French cleats and mounting some filament in a different way. I first need to get the front half of the side of the garage redone so that I can basically move this out there. And then once I move this out there, I'm thinking this wall here will become filament where my stuff is currently. I'll just line it with rep rack or something and just line this wall with filament. This wall right here will be parts and tools and stuff, like miscellaneous stuff. And then, like I said, back there will be, I'll probably take the printers that I use and put them on the other side of the wall out there. So I have the printers out there, and then back here will be where printers wait. And then I'll take this countertop area out and then build like a standing table in the center that I can work from in here. And then that'll be where I'm just hanging out and streaming. And in here will be, when I'm streaming, I'll be in here streaming builds and stuff. Have other printers back there or whatever. So we'll see how that goes. That'll be like the waiting to be rebuilt printer storage there. And then I'll have the printers I use out front. So that's kind of the hope, is be able to do that. I think I finally decided on that being the official layout, where I have the printers I use on the regular on that side of the wall. On this side of the wall will be all the filament just lined up, and then I'll have like my desk out there with the computer and stuff. And then in here, when I'm doing streams and stuff, we'll look at a way to basically put things in here. I'll have probably like a screen mounted in here with everything connected to the computer, which will be out there. And then I'll have just a couple of cameras in here that I'll run probably using Ethernet to USB. They make some neat little dongles that you can run a network cable and run multiple USB devices. Since I'll only have probably 2 or 3 cameras in here, and then, you know, the microphone for in here. You just need 2 or 3 or 4 USB devices. The Mitch, what's up, Mitch? Hey, so yesterday, Mitch, after the stream was over, good sir, I may have installed the E3DV6 hot end on here, and the cable's a little bit shorter, and the fan duct shroud is a little too tall, but still talking about his layout. Yes, Mitch, I don't have a full open basement that I can just play in. I have a dusty, musty old garage that I have to convert, and it takes money. Right now, I'm just trying to if anybody, like I said, if anybody's got about $200 burning a hole in their pocket, send it my way so I can buy the batteries, so that Tuesday when I get the low voltage cutoffs for this guy, I'll have the batteries here, and then we can fire this thing up on battery power, because I'll get the batteries this weekend, get them plugged in, turned on, or plugged in and charged and ready to go. It's like a 2-pack. Here, let's do this. Ready? Let me show you what I need from the horrible freight, since that's what Shane likes to call it, outer danger den. Let's go back here. Let's click on this guy. Go here. Harbor Freight. Let's go to Harbor Freight. And let's bring up this guy. Let me type in BAUER 20 volt. 20 volt batteries. Go away. So, okay, currently the 2-pack is $79.99. So I'll need, you know, the 5 amp hour if I ever plan to fly with this thing, you know. Your basement lacks shelves and work tables. Need to find free ones. I will keep my eyes open for you, Mr. Mitch. See what I can find. And then I need a charger, and they have the 20 amp with a 5 hour. So it's $100 for the battery and the charger. This guy right here is $100. And then it's roughly $80 for a 2-pack of the 5 amp hour batteries. Somebody wanted to be crazy. They do have 12 amp hour batteries, which would be great for just general stuff, but they're $135 a piece. So, you know, yeah, the 2-pack is what you got last time. Yeah, I mean, I could even go crazy and say, hey, look, they have a 6-port sequential charger, which is $80. So, you know, a 2-pack of batteries for $80, and then a 6-port charger for $80. There's that option too. Or there is a dual for, so if I got 2 batteries and then the dual port charger, it's a 24 volt dual port charger. Jeez, I can't even talk. Which is $60. So that'd be, you know, less than $150. And then I can get the 2 batteries and the 2-port charger. So there's that option too. And it's crazy because one single battery is currently selling for $67.99. So, yeah, realistically, it says, oh, when purchased online. Let's just see something. Check inventory, 61364. That's, or no, 54. Sorry, that's the town that has the Harbor Freight in it. That's not where I live. But that's where the Harbor Freight is. Go for a whole event, get 4 of them, and have 2 charging. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Mr. Mitch. Right now, it'd just be nice to get 2 to have 2 on hand. But it is in stock in Peru. So, yeah, this 2-port charger is in stock in Peru. So, realistically, if I had this guy and 4 batteries, that would be, like, really awesome. So, $180 plus another, you know, another $60. That would be cool. Don't necessarily need the dual port charger because, you know, for the $100 for another battery and the charger, or they have just the charger for $32. So you spent a fortune in batteries and you got tools with them. Oh, that's right, because you went and bought the Bauer tools. So, like, for instance, this drill kit here is, that's only got the smaller 1.5 amp hour battery. Yeah. But they do have some of the tools that does have the, see, 1.5 amp, 1.5 amp.
But realistically, just buy a bunch of batteries and then go buy the tools without the battery. So for instance, like this heat gun, $40, I could buy that without the battery. It's tool only. So like in the case of Mitch, he was able to do that where he bought the batteries and then did that, you know. Some of those bundles with tools make the tools almost free. Yes. Yes, they do. Like this one here, you do get the battery, the charger, and the impact, the brushless impact for $160. And again, the battery and the charger is $100. So for $60, or yeah, for $60, you're getting a impact. Again, they are Harbor Freight tools, so say what you'll say and do with it as you will. But the Bauer stuff, if I remember right, does have a decent warranty on it. And I do call this Bauer. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I always look at that as Bauer. So if anybody's feeling generous, you can either go order this stuff online and let me know that you want to do that. I'll give you my shipping information. Or if you'd rather, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, I'll just run over there today, tomorrow, pick up the stuff, bring it home, get it charging, and get it ready. So if you would like to be a part of reviving this and bringing it back to life, and then get your name on it somewhere, because I will do like a little plate or something where we'll do a, you know, sponsored by, you know, parts sponsored by, and then you'll get your name on it. So when I go around events, it'll say parts sponsored by. Like, for instance, this is already going to say built and designed by Mitch 3D, and then I'm going to try and get a QR code for everybody's stuff. So like, you tell me where you want people to be able to like scan the QR and go to your stuff. So like for Mitch, we'll just go to Mitch's website where he's got all of his stuff listed. And then if any of you guys would like I said, YouTube, website, whatever, I'll put that on there with a little QR code that people can scan so they can see who the people were that helped me bring this to life. So for instance, Mr. David Wilson, Woodwaker 1 on YouTube, he sent me the $25 that helped me get the low voltage cutoffs. I will have a link to his YouTube channel, little QR code that'll go to his YouTube channel that I'll put on there, whether it be like a vinyl sticker or whatever. You know, like I said, options are there. So the leaf blower, reciprocating saw, and drill are all have been great. Sorry. So Mitch got himself a leaf blower, a reciprocating saw, power tools. Let's see what power tools. Yeah, there is a 2-pack with the 1.5 amp batteries. But yeah, you can always go with just the tools alone after I get the batteries, and then have a dual use for the batteries. You know, I can have some extra power tools that I can use, but right now it's get the batteries, get the charger. English, Dan, English. Yeah. Bad English. Let's see here. All right. Fan duct just finished. Let me go take a peek and see how well it turned out. See if I'm going to need to reprint it. Does not look like it. It looks pretty good. I'm a little impatient, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to just open this up and we'll let the natural airflow just kind of temp it down. It is ASA, so it's less likely to warp than ABS. And then we'll get that installed on this bad boy, get it put back together, and make sure we have the clearance we need, and then we'll readjust the Z off, the Z offset, and then that'll save me from having to tear this apart. And then we'll just recheck our Z height and see what our new Z height's going to be, since this cable is currently at maximum extension there, and I don't want to have it pulling the way I do, so we'll have to come down a little bit. I'm guessing we'll probably be right around 120 to 150 mil, which is fine for a lot of what I mean. I'll probably mostly be printing Dapper Dan ducts, which the Dapper Dan ducts don't require a lot of Z height there.
we do need to pull back a little bit of that wire. There we go. Yeah, the Dapper Dan ducks are not a very tall print, and because Mr. Built Over Bot designed the Dapper Dan duck based on a suggestion I had and named it after me, that's probably going to be what I slice and print mostly while I'm out and about, is showing off the Dapper Dans. Okay. Just making sure wires are lining up right so they're not pinching where they shouldn't be. Not that this is going back on just yet, but, you know, playing around with it, being antsy. I think it's people sending me stuff. What is it? Just, oh, the school's Facebook page is getting notifications. So, okay. Just want to make sure. You didn't do any Dapper Dans at Murph? No, I did not. Just the Fennec box, because that's what I'd already had sliced and on the printers, and I knew it was printing. So I didn't do Dapper Dans, but going forward, I'm going to use the Dapper Dan because, you know, it's my thing. Okay. There we go. Now we got to clean up the print. And we did print it with a brim, so we have to tear the brim away and then clean up the edge. Ta-da! And then let's grab our pliers here and pull that out of the inside. There we go. I know how much fun and exciting, or how fun and exciting this all is to watch. So thank you for torturing yourselves. Bama Dad! What's up, Bama? How are things in the fine state of Alabama? Because, you know, Bama Dad. I don't remember. Are you in Alabama? Or are you just a dad of an Alabama student or a proud Alabama student? I don't remember. I do apologize, but I think you're in Alabama. Okay. Clean that edge out a little bit. Hot, both. Okay. There we go. All right. Part's cleaned up. Here's my part. Printed in the ASAs. And then here's their part. You see a lot less ringing in my part. So, let's see if this fits. Well now, isn't that interesting? Okay, let's put these screws back in. Let's swap out for the other. I believe it was the smaller one. Nope, it was this one. Good. All right, let's get these back in here. We're threading into plastic. There's no inserts in this, so since we're threading into plastic, we got to make sure that we are gentile when we go in. Don't want to go super crazy and like crank it down super tight, because we want to make sure it's gonna stay Okay. There's that. Now let's line up our wires and put this all back together again. And then we'll see, before we tighten everything down, we'll make sure that stays out of the way now. Wow. That is, there we go. Okay. Yeah, that is much better. Much better. However, the wires seem to sit down lower now than the okay. Let's get everything kind of smashed back in here in a good way. Okay, all the wires are tucked up. Everything looks good. Let's get these screws back in, and then we'll check our offset. Oh, I think, was it this one? I don't think so. Yeah, it was not this one. It was this one. Yeah, there we go. Don't purchase anything from Creole. It's supposed to be factory refurbished. Yeah. A lot of times factory refurbished means they opened the box when they got it, the parts were there, and they sent it back out. Or at least from what they could see, it looked like the parts were there. So yeah, it's a crapshoot when you order factory refurb stuff from not just Creality, but a lot of these 3D printing companies. It's a crapshoot. Can tell you this hot end is a little bit of a pain in the ass when you swap out that for the E3D one, because the wires that go to the heater cartridge are quite a bit more bulky. Now that screw just ran away. Let's see if we can get this bottom one in first. I think that's what I had to do last time, was get the bottom one started first. They use such a small screw, you don't have a lot of, like, well, that one just went rocketing away too. Oops, this stupid lid. There's one. And there's the other. There we go. What's up, Jose? Rutro Bama. You got the K1 from them, and it wouldn't print anything. Took the extruder apart, and man, that thing was jam-packed with garbage. Yeah, you'll have that. You will have that, good sir. It sucks too, and I have to say, I love my K1. It does work great, but it took a lot, and I highly recommend anyone with a K1 or anyone looking to get a K1, please check out Micro Swiss's Flowtech hot ends. And that's not like a sponsored thing I'm talking about, because I purchased mine. The first one they sent me for free on the first one. That printer has since gone away. This one, though, I liked it so much, I bought one for that one. And by bought it, I mean I had gift card from the Thangs contest that I used, but it was money spent. Gosh darn it, I just had it lined up over the hole, and then my finger twitched. My hand twitched. Jesus. I am clumsy today, guys. Just like every day. I'm clumsy. My AC. What the shit? Oh. Okay. There we go. Okay, that one is started. Now it's on to the last one, I hope. I hope we get this one. Hey, the AC kicked back on. Just getting ready to say it's getting a little hot in here. What is going on with this? Oh, by the way, Mitch, you missed it.
The stock hot end was missing the set screw for the thermostat or for the heater cartridge.
It wasn't even in the hole. When I took the hot end out last night and I looked at it, I was like, "Why is this hot heater cartridge moving?" And then I flipped it over, and no set screw. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Get these tightened down. Okay. Here we go. All right. Throw some power at this thing. Get it fired back up. Now let's make sure our hot end is lined up. It is. Everything is good. Once it boots up, we'll hit the fan and let it go. Send picture in Discord DM. Thanks, Mitch. The original hot end from the Kidneys Run is nothing holding the thermistor or the heater cartridge in besides a cap on tape and the fan shroud. That is insane. There should be at least, there's a hole in the block for the set screw. So I had one sitting next to me. I just grabbed it and put it in there. So now there's a set screw holding that heater cartridge in. So, but that was crazy. Because I was like, something don't look right here. But if I have to put the stock one back in, which if I do, we will. But I want to make sure this is going to work in some way. And then if it does, sweet, we'll make stuff happen. Okay. Minimize this. Go back here. Go back here. Restart firmware. And by now the printer should be back up. And it is. There we go. All right, let's home everything real quick. Homing, and here we go. Once it homes, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check my Z height and see how high I can go comfortably without putting too much tension on that cable, and then we'll go readjust our Z height in the config file. Keeping this back down a little bit now. There we go. Bring it down so you guys can see everything. We're getting close. It'll definitely be high when we do this. I'll have to adjust that end stop screw because it is quite high at the moment. Yeah, we are definitely high. But now let's go ahead and jump over here. We're going to start moving our Z height up. We'll go up 25, 25 more, 25 more, 25 more, and 25 more. That puts us at 125. Let's go up 25 more. 150. There's a good slack there at 150. It's still got some play in the cable back here. So
Reality Sport always 24 hours delayed, pretty much. Bamidad, Bamidad. Yeah, it's pretty much always that way. I will look at the picture you sent me here in just a few, JPP, but we're at 150, so it'll be 180, 180, 150 on the Z, because that still gives me. Oh, let's disengage motors real quick, and that. Doing that, it's pretty. It will come all the way to the edge, which should be fine. It catches on that zip tie that holds the belt, so it's coming up to the zip tie there, so that's good. Should be pretty close to the edge. So 150. So let's go edit the configs. For that one, I believe it is under the printer config, since they got all kinds of craziness going on here. Let's see. X, Y, Z max. Instead of 180, we're going to make it 150. Save and restart. If you're high, quit smoking the wacky weed. No, not high. So there we go, though. Now we have our max height set at 150 for our Z. Now if we home everything again, we know we're safe on our Z height. Now we can adjust our end stop with the build plate. We got to tighten this down a little bit more. I don't want to go too crazy because I don't know for sure yet. We'll see where it's at, and then we'll adjust it down a little bit more and a little bit more until we know we get close without smashing the bed. Still pretty high. Okay. So let's lift that up out of the way again. It's lefty, loosey, righty, tighty. Go up a little bit higher here. It's got a spring on it, so it's pretty hard to twist. I should probably get a flathead screwdriver or something the equivalent of like a broken pair of tweezers, maybe. The other thing is I can raise up the bed a little bit if I have to, but let's see how that goes now. Home Z. Still very high. It is several mils on the high side. Let's see here. If I can, no, we can't loosen the screws too much because we end up with them getting too loose. So we do have to keep twisting that down. So let's move our Z up 50 mil again. Let me see if I got a flathead screwdriver. Give me a second, guys. It's going to be just a moment. You can still hear me, so that's good. Let's see. Flathead screwdriver. There we go. All right. You want a little stubby handle, like the little stubby flatheads. Got to go higher, though. All right. 25 and 25 more. There we go. All right. Let's drive this thing down in. Well, that's bottomed out with that spring in there. So let's see if that'll home and finally touch the build plate. I can bring the bed down if I need to, but I can't really bring it up much. Kind of maxes out those pretty chintzy looking springs they got on there. Let's see if we went down far enough. Oh, pretty close. All right, how are we looking? All right, can we come up a little bit on the bed? Nope. Even with it all the way loose, the springs are still there. So we're going to have to take that out and pull that spring out of there and maybe cut off some of that spring because we can't really go much more. Type the number of Z position box and use the GUI. Yeah, but you know, I mean, I can't go negative too far when I run into the end stop switch. It's got an end stop switch, so it's running down and hitting the switch. It can't press past the switch.
So let's see here. Can we attempt? Nope, that's as tight as it gets with the spring in there. So let's loosen this up, take that spring, maybe not necessarily out, but cut off some of the spring. Take this big old boy out of here. Maybe we can replace that spring with something a little bit smaller.
Oh, crop duster's flying over. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. Y'all be good?
All right, good sir. You go get your lunch. But yeah, this spring is pretty beefy one. Let's see what we got for maybe a little less beefy spring that we can compress a little bit more. Maybe even cut some of it out if we need to. That one's a bit tighter, but it compresses quite a bit more. Not tighter, but let's see. What about these guys? How are these? How much compression can we get on this? Let's see if we can
Cut this a little bit.
Yeah, the crop duster is a flying over, so. I'm trying to use like a lovely pair of our filament cutter here to cut this, and it's just not wanting to cut. Let me see if I got something a little beefier, a bigger, beefier pair of side cuts or something. All right. Going through the toolbox looking for cutters. Dang it, those aren't working. I know I had a pair of diagonal cutters. They have a different name, but I'm not going to say it because those who are big in the fields know what they're called, and I'm not saying it. I'm not putting myself in that situation. Nope. Hell no. All right, well, no luck on that, so we're gonna have to keep trying. Viking, what's going on, brother? Just trying to cut a spring with a very non-meant to cut set of cutters. Gonna just keep forcing through and see if I can little by little break it down till it lets me cut it. I don't have a proper pair of like heavy duty diagonal cutters. I have these, but they can't get inside the spring enough. Oh, there we go. Haha. There we go. Cut it down some. Let's put this on here. Drive this back home and cross our fingers. All right, guys. We're getting somewhere. Viking, how you been, brother?
Trying to get this guy to quit arguing with me. All right, let's home the Z now and see what happens. See if we can get down there low enough. We put the genuine E3D V6 hot end on here, Viking. So just want to make sure it's gonna touch down like it needs to. I am noticing another potential problem too now, where the end stop is on the back of this thing for the Y sits real low, and they got this little metal bracket that comes down, and it looks like that metal bracket may be sitting lower than the Cunningham Customs. Good to see you. You've been busy all day. Hey, it's all good, man. It's all good. We're not doing a filament giveaway today, so not like you're missing out on much. Let's disable motor real quick. Let's see something here. Yeah, we've got that where that end stop is. That thing is still too close. So even still, with that other fan duct, which, speaking of, let's see how much air that thing's moving now, or can move. Let's go down and turn on the fan. I'm thinking we're going to go back to the stock hot end. Just because it's just not doing it. It's just kind of a lot of, two steps in the wrong direction type thing, because it's still not low enough. I'd have to replace that nozzle with something else, Working on projects mostly. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good, Viking. I'm doing pretty good. Let's jump back to this camera now, since we're we're going to. So we're going to grab the old ferrules here. We're going to put some ferrules on these hot end wires, since they didn't put ferrules on it. And we're going to just kind of go back to the stock one. It didn't seem to be that bad, to be honest with you. It was more or less just because, genuine parts. But there we go. Little gray ferrules, because that's what they are. Got to run? All right, good, sir. Thanks for popping by. Stay out of trouble, stay out of jail. Make good choices and all that fun stuff. There we go. The little gray ones work perfectly fine. So we'll grab another little gray one here. Get these ferrules put on here so that we have a better bit of protection. You have a great weekend as well, sir. You have a great weekend as well. There we go. All right. That one ain't coming off. That one ain't coming off. So there we go. Properly ferruled ends instead of soldered and crimped or smashed into the board. So proper ferrules. A ferrule kit's $15-20 with a tool, probably $25 on the old Amazon. It's definitely worth it if you're going to be doing this kind of crap. Get a kit. Digital Dragon, what's going on, good sir? Hey, what time you going live today, or is it? Yeah, you going live today, tonight? When you going live? And you'll be over on Twitch. So, but when you going live? Tell me. Tell me lies. Tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies. Tell me lies. Anyway, we're getting another piece of Kapton tape to kind of fix this stock garbage one. This stuff's a little bit heavier duty than the stuff they use, so. Oh, dadgummit. There we go. It's just a small little strip just to kind of keep all of this in place. Better than the stock stuff did, anyway. There we go. How did the giveaway go?
You had to go to a birthday yesterday, so you missed. Yeah, Ryan Thorpe won. So, provided these storms let up, lost power during the stream last night. Oh, dude, brother, I'm sorry to hear. I did not. I do apologize. I was, as I like to put it, I was being lazy, and I went to bed early. So I do apologize. I did not. Once my stream ended, I was only on for a little bit on the Polymaker stream. I was on for a little bit on the Polymaker stream, and then I passed out. I don't know if there's anything left in here, but let's see. Oh, I don't have the proper tip. Wait, yes, I do. So I don't know if there's anything left in this can, but we're going to find out. It sounded like it was... It sounds like it's making noise. I can smell butane. So, well, let's see if we got any juice in here. It's cooler now. Not lighting, but I can hear something. So, the Rook 2020 Mark II is up and running, printing really nice. Hey, Digital Dragon, did you see that Aaron Geared posted a remix he did of the Rook? Give me a second here. Printables. He did a little more. He made it a little more aesthetically pleasing, the models. Give me a second here. You got the Milo on deck? Nice. All right, let's look up Aaron F. Geared. I think he's Aaron F. Geared on here. Or maybe it's just Aaron Geared. Son of a biscuit. Give me a second. Let me pop into my Discord here. Can I tell what that is? Looks like a heater cartridge, but what type? I'm not sure. It came with the spare parts of the Prusa. Well, then it's a 24-volt heater cartridge. I don't know what wattage. Like, I don't know if it's like a 30-watt, 40-watt. But it would have came with the, yeah, it would have came with that. Let me find Aaron here. There we go. Thought Aaron posted that. Oh, no, he posted it in the Discord. That's right. Which Discord, though? Was it the Hangout chat? No. General chat, maybe. There's my coin. Trying to figure out where the hell Aaron posted that. Give me a second. I know he posted it. I did just see it not that long ago. General. There we go. He posted it in the general on mine. Here's the printables for it. Yeah, he remixed a bunch of the Rook 2020 stuff for the Mark II. Kind of dressed them up a little bit more. You need to work on other people or for a couple meetings. Okay. Not a problem, good sir. I was just going to do this real quick and show you that here's some of the mods that he's done. Like, here's the bed remix he did. For anybody who's looking, it is kind of hard to see because it's done in black. But you can see put a little pattern into it there. That's one part that he remixed was the bed. Then he remixed the brick skirts. Kind of gave him this little bevel on the edge and kind of, around. And then he also remixed the end pieces to kind of smooth out this edge here so it's not just a square, and then also added a chamfer around the edge there. What else was there? Oh, and then the back where the motor goes, he kind of did a full-length rear base. So if you have a bigger printer, you can do the rear in a full piece. Da Vinci, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, see, it's the full rear with the end caps. It's got the spot to mount your XT60 connector, and then
brings in all the stuff for the rear motor to mount. So, yeah, he remixed all those parts. So, but yeah, so those are the 2020 parts that he remixed up. Kind of give a little more depth to the printer. Who did what? I got messages coming in. Oh, it's the missus. Let me take a look and see. Now, apparently my neighbor is out back burning, and he very well could burn down my fence, my wife says. So, well, we'll see what happens. If he does, I hope he's got insurance, because he can replace my fence. So, we'll see what happens. But on that note, I think we should swap the stock hot end back, which is a bit of a procedure. So, I hope you guys are ready to come along for the ride. I don't remember why the hell I was filling my torch. What was I doing with my torch a minute ago, or going to do with my torch? Does anybody remember? Oh, I was going to heat up my heat block here. That's right. I wonder if in all my random crap, if I have a sock that'll fit on there. No, doesn't want to light. I won't mess with it for now. I'll have to get me a new. I gotta find my gun. I actually have an active gun somewhere. But let's go back to this guy. And let's start tearing the hot end back apart. Put the stock hot end back on it. No biggie. Oh, let's see. Well now. Well, we'll take care of that when we get inside. I'm not even going to try heating it up and having to wait for it. Lefty loosey. Whoops. Guess what I caught, though? I think. Let's see. Yes, I did. Ha. Put those parts in there. Tearing the hot end apart is only part of it, because I did put all of this back together last night and tighten everything back down, so I have to tear all of this apart. I have to take the plate off. I have to take the screws out the bottom of the printer. I got to do everything, because I am a bit of a dum-dum and thought that it was going to work right out the gate. So, like an idiot, I kind of set myself up for failure there, huh? But thankfully, we can at least take the hot end portion back first. The nice part is I'll get my length back on my height. So my height will be there again. Yes, yes. So how's Da Vinci? Hope Da Vinci is doing well. Hope everybody's doing well, to be honest with you. Not just Da Vinci. Da Vinci's a good dude. I hope Da Vinci's doing well. But I hope everyone's doing well. There we go. Throw those in there. Pull this off. Scoot it to the side. Then we've got to switch it out for a smaller bit to take out these guys. Oh, there's my wife calling, guys. Give me 1 second.
Well, internet's the wifey's in here now too, so I got the wifey and the puppers. They came to visit. So we're just stripping this hot end back out and putting the stock one back in.
We were vibing outside, but
Then you got smoked out by the neighbor. Yeah.
and then she put her little yappy dog on a long leash, so it's right outside the fence.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you can't always have, can't always pick your neighbors.
That's a small dog. They will kill it if it gets in our fence.
Well, again, can't always pick your neighbors, baby. Sometimes you're just stuck with what you're stuck with. Tube, quit, bud. Get off of her, mister. But anyway, if you want to hang out, you can read my chats for me and tell me what the internet's is saying.
What did I just say? I said no. Sit.
Yeah, listen
Good
to mommy.
Boy. Good baby.
Yeah, you can always tell me what the internet's saying there. See the chat where it says, where Mad Cats just said doggo? Yeah, say hi to Mad Cats. Mad Cats likes it when you say hi to them.
Hi, interwebs.
Yeah, it's Mad Cats. You want the chair? I'll get up, you can sit down. No? Okay.
Don't worry, you can print on your fence.
Yes, exactly. See?
No, I don't think so. They're gonna light it on fire.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. That's Cunningham Customs is the student from the school that I gave the Prusa to.
I don't understand why, if you have overgrowth of trees, like, and they're dead trees, you decide to start a bonfire in the middle of it when your trees go over my fence.
Chube, get off of her. Relax, dude. She's coming to me because she's upset with you. Now don't be dumb.
Burn down my fence.
Now I got dog paw prints. Mama, the internet says that I need to quit worrying about rebuilding my office because I can't afford it. So they tell me to quit talking about it.
You can't afford it, duh.
I know. They told me to quit talking about it. They're tired of hearing about it.
Quit it.
Do you agree with them? Or are you tired of hearing
I
about it?
agree with them. I don't want to hear about your office.
Okay, so there you go, internet. So I guess I can't talk about it no more. Mama said so. Okay, now let's work on getting this guy back up and out. Yes,
Show you the
Rosor,
new mascot.
my baby
Leave
pup.
her alone.
Yes, Chewbacca. You heard Mama. Leave her
Calm
be.
down.
Leave her be,
Look,
big.
I made her a mascot.
Yes, she is my little puppers.
She's drenched in his slobber.
I know, because he won't stop. Like, he just won't stop. He's a jerk. Okay. Pull this back all the way. No, Freya or Rory doesn't want to share with Freya. Okay. So we got to take this whole thing apart, honey. Can you believe that? Well, I tried to put a better hot end on it, but sadly it's not going to be in. Yeah. Ergo, I messed it up. Yes. Hey, but the cool part is everybody will get to kind of see how Mr. Mitch designed this guy.
What are you eating?
Dead animals. Probably filament. They like to chew on the PLA. I have to take it from them.
Eating it.
I have to keep taking PLA away from the doggos. Let's see something. If I go to this one. Yeah, they can see your arm. That's it. It's all covered in dust. Yeah.
Fluffy prints.
Yeah, I know. This office is dusty as hell. I need a good shop vac. That's what I need. Watch out, baby. Watch out, baby. Chube, lay down. The girls ain't going nowhere, dude. Get off of her.
You
My
like
big
it?
doggo,
Do you like it?
the big doggo, for some reason, constantly wants to tell the little black doggo that she's in the wrong, and he wants to try and control her. Him and the tan pup are like partners in crime.
That's because she beats him up.
Yes. She is a bully like that. She is just a big old tank of a baby.
She is not scared. She bites his face.
Yeah, she just chomps right on him when he does dumb things. She chomps on him.
Not
Oh, hello, says Cunningham Customs to you, love. Yeah.
scared.
Again, that was the student I gave the Prusa to.
Get up.
So that is more. That's ASA. Yeah, don't eat that.
Don't eat them. Don't be stupid.
Yeah, ASA you definitely don't eat.
My puppies. We're gonna fight today, Chewie. Lay down. Go lay down.
Yeah, mommy's on camera because of you, sir.
Go lay down.
Mommy doesn't
Lay down.
like that.
Leave him alone.
Quit being mean to the babies, Chewbacca. Could take this to the side. Leave that there. Pull this guy off. There we go. Now to get that out of the way. Now we take this stock hot end that came on it. Snap this back on there. Are you crunching?
What the hell is Dwight doing?
Yep. Because he wants these babies to do what he wants. Yes.
Dwight, come here. I'm gonna take you in the house and I'll come back and fix the seat.
Yep, that's
You
what.
wanna go inside? No, you wanna stay here?
She wants to stay out here with Dad. They like being in the office because they can get into stuff.
Choose one. Jimmy.
Of course he does.
All right, you go. We stay right outside. No, I lost it. Never mind.
Yep, you took them. Okay, I love you.
I'm gonna fight her neighbor.
Okay.
Did you see where they had that fire?
Yes, I looked. That's why I looked over the gate before I. Yes, honey. Yes, they are. Okay. Just put the stock one back in. Okay. Get all that together. Then this can come up like so. Basically, I just want to kind of get this all back together. Let me see something here. Okay, there's that. Let's take out my fancy hot end I just put in, or my cooling fan. Then put the stock one back in. It's a good thing I didn't break the stock one, huh? It's a good thing I didn't let rage and anger get the best of me and do something dumb. However, now I have this awesome little fan shroud for whatever. Gotta go smooth. There we go. Just till it's snug, because we don't want to strip out the plastic, because they're top quality engineering here. Put metal screws into plastic part. Just till it snugs up. There we go. Okay. Stock fan back in place. There's that one. There's all those. Just for the sake of me moving this around a bit, I'm gonna just tuck it back in place a little. Still got to put that guy back together. But for right now, I got all those screws out, all those screws out. We unplug this, filaments off of it. Now we can take the whole plate out. Look at that. The whole printer is on this aluminum plate. See? So we gotta take a bunch of screws out of the bottom here, and then the printer comes loose from the aluminum plate. So there's that. Let's flip back to here. So we got to get the printer free so we can then take everything else out. And there's really no easy way to do this. So I just kind of set it here in my lap. It's not the most perfect way to do it. I do apologize to anyone who may cringe a little, but this is kind of how I do this. Find my Find this guy right in front of my face.
I give Mr. Mitch credit for all of this because he hand drilled all these holes on here. So, mad props for that, good sir. But yeah, we will get the stock hot end put back on here. And we'll throw some plastic at it, because why not, right? Throw some plastic at this thing, make it do some stuff. Unhook this guy. Go. Before I hook it back up, I'm going to double check and make sure I did put that in the right place when I plugged it back in the last time, because I didn't really check that. But let's unplug this. Take this off. Cut loose that little zippy tie there. There we go. Get that little zippy tie out of there. I get why they use those, but man, are they a pain in the ass. There we go. All right, now we're going to hang it upside down. Please don't wince, cringe, or freak out. Switch back to the flathead here. Okay. You know what's interesting is this hot end, or this board has two hot ends, hot end 1 and hot end 0 and hot end 1. So interesting that they have this set up with dual hot ends, you know. Okay. Now let's unwrap everything and then take out our, well, isn't that wonderful that the heater came loose, or the shroud came loose, but there we go. The stock V6 is out. Flip this guy back up now. Grab the other wires. And we'll make sure everything takes the same path. Just tuck that back in. All of these come together. And then go back. Kind of sounds like my son is here. Which wouldn't be a shock. He does randomly just show up at times. Especially if he knows he's getting a package or something, he'll show up. So it could be my son. Let's make sure. Nope, it's a train. Gotta untwist these. I get irritated when the wires are all twisted together, so I gotta flip back through. Grr. Okay. Tuck this out of the way for a second. Pull these back separately. Don't break it. Trying not to. I'm trying not to, but no promises. I mean, where's the fun in not breaking it, right? Okay. Now we got hot end thermistor. There we go. Thermistor wires are plugged in. Now let's grab these two. Slide them through. And get these two screwed back in now. now that they're, I am going to nip off just a little bit of this ferrule on each one because it doesn't need to be that long. There we go. That is plenty long enough now to reach inside. There we go. Okay, wire one in. Okay. There we go. Wire two in. So there we go. Hot end wires back in. Thermistor wire back in. For the moment, we're just going to tuck these kind of out of the way. So we got to restring everything at the top here. So let's go ahead and put back together this guy. Oh, yes. Push that all the way back in. Then we need to grab, out of our miscellaneous stuff here, we need to grab the screw and the spring for our tensioner here. Tuck that back in. There's that. Now we grab this guy. Make sure our bearing hole is cleaned out. Clean out your bearing hole. And tuck all this back together. Put our 3 screws back in. So grab this guy. We have two longer ones, one shorter one. The shorter one comes off of this side here. Grab my... Okay. Oh, somebody's mowing some grass right now. I hate how my neighbors bully me like that. They always mow their grass, so then I have to mow mine. Does anybody else have that problem? Where your neighbors bully you into mowing your own grass? Tighten that one down. Grab the next one here. The 2 longer ones go through on this side. So now I gotta mow my grass today. So at some point when I'm done streaming, I'll have to run over and grab the mower from my parents, come home, run the mower through my yard, make my yard look more presentable. You know, don't want people to get the wrong impression that we're mean, hateful, angry people. Right? There we go. There's all that hooked back up. Now let's grab the shroud for the fan here. Those down in there and then tuck it back in here. Okay, come back around with all these wires. And then that goes there. There's that. Grab all these. They all come together through here. And then this. Oh man, they're even weed eating out there. Oh man, such bullies. Mowing and weed eating? Gosh. Trying to remember. I believe it was this way, and then this. Or was it like this? And then up over. Yep, it was like that, and then up over. At least that's what it looks like it went, or how it went. There. Okay. There's that one again. That one. Grab all of this, tuck it all back in here, and drive you all up the wall. Because you're like, it's wires. I hate wires. Me too. I hate wires too. But there we go. Okay. Now I'm going to put that sleeving back on. So everything I just did was kind of stupid. You know. Gotta do this. No, we don't have grass. I wish. I wish I didn't have grass in my yard. Sometimes anyway. Okay, so let's get this kind of pressed down in here and started. Get all these stinking wires together. Roughly the general area where we think they're going to start. And then we go up a little ways, and then we got to tuck in the motor wire too, which I can get the motor wire here in a little bit once I get some over all of this tucked in here. Should have just printed Llama's little like tool he's got for doing this. It just slides in there. You put your wires in, you slide them through. Kind of opens this thing up as you go. I know that is plenty high enough for where the motor wire enters into this too, so we'll stop right about there. Get all this kind of together, and then get it put back together real quick. That way we can slide it down as we need to. Okay, again, the duct, all that. Slide that forward. This is one of those you probably should have paid more attention when you started this, Dan. You know, I know how much you guys like to tell me I should have paid more attention, so feel free to tell me that again. How I should have paid more attention when I took this apart the first time, so I knew how the hell it all came apart and went back together. Because you guys know I love that. So please tell me how I was dumb. I want to hear it. I need interaction in chat right now. There's nothing being said, so YouTube's not seeing me properly. So you guys, go interact negatively in chat. It's your favorite thing to do, right? Just playing, guys. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. It's not my place. Oh, that's what I thought. I do have that in backwards. Whoopsie! So it does go, I believe it goes this way, with this on this side, and then this And it comes up and around, right? Let's see. Because that'll go like that. That'll go like that. Yes. There we go. Get all that tucked back down in there now. There we go. That is so much better now. It helps if you pay attention. Okay. Tuck that wire back down in like it's supposed to be. Let's get these screws in this thing first. Do, do, do. Anybody else bored right now? Anybody else wish that I was more entertaining? I wish I was a little bit taller. Wish I was a baller. Wish I had a rabbit in a hat. 6'4" and parlor. Nope. Nope. Shocked that anyone is still here. I have 7 concurrent viewers right now. So there are 7 of you that have me up as just background noise while you're doing something else. So thank you for that. Greatly appreciate the 7 of you that are torturing yourselves with this content. 44 views on this stream too. Here we go. Ow. Ow, I'm bleeding profusely. Holy crap. I can't believe it. Did I get any of you guys? Huh? Did I get any of you that were just listening and not looking? Did you come back to see if I was actually bleeding? Oh, background noise. Yes. It's just noise. It's me talking, which is nothing but noise. Let me kick this up just a little bit. There we go. It's all the lower it needs to be right now. Okay, now let's fix this. I have one stinking wire here that just did not want to cooperate. There we go. And then pull that one out. There we go. All right, now we push that back down in there. Grab this guy here. Open it back up and push it over. And then kind of, man, that is a giant pain in the booty. Let's get this all the way through here. Let's see. Tuck that in. Push that in. There we go. Now it's locked in. Aha! Now we can kind of push these wires down a little bit. And then this motor wire can come back through, join the rest of the crowd, and it joins in somewhere in this area down here. So let's pull that back a little bit. Join this motor wire in with everything right in here. I should just take the sleeving that I have. I have like the slide over, like it opens up on one end sleeving. I should just take that and use that instead, huh? It'd be a whole lot better. And it's just one nice little thing. Getting ready for your craft fair tomorrow. Dude, where you at? Where are you guys gonna be? What's going on? I didn't know of a craft fair in the area this weekend. You didn't fill me in, man. I can't tell people if they're in the area to come see you if you don't tell me where you're gonna be. Can't help drum up some businesses for you.
who all's going to be with you at said craft fair tomorrow, by the way. Which part of the team, is it just a you thing, or is it a you and anyone else in the group? I'm pretty sure that my summer helper is not going to be there because I believe he is gone for the entire weekend. Oh, down in Pontiac. All right. Well, if anybody's in the Pontiac, Illinois area this weekend, stop by the craft fair. Look for Cunningham Customs. Go stop by the table, say hey, and tell them who you are from the chats if you're in that area. Yeah. Just you and the parents. Cool. I will probably not be making it down to Pontiac this weekend, good sir. I don't know that I have the ability to, but if and I do, I'll stick a camera in your face when I come down there. I'll be streaming it right in your face. How's that sound? Put you up on a stream. Go get the parents too. Push them right in front of the camera. Get you some online exposure, you know? Pretty sure your parents, especially mama, will be very happy about that one. I know the old man doesn't mind because Murph, you know, sounds good to you. Yeah, I know you don't care. The youth, they have no fear. Well, that's not true. Some of them do. This part is very boring and I do apologize, but it is part of building a 3D printer. Is the boring, tedious crap like rewrapping your cables because you got stupid and should have just left something alone because it worked and, you know. You thought exposure online was frowned upon? You know, not going to say you're wrong. There we go. We are getting there, and then there's a bunch that I cut off that I'll have to, not a bunch, but a little bit that I cut off that I'll have to find and rewrap that little piece. This part of the game is a matter of inches. Like, you only move so many inches at a time. Should tell my neighbors to quit bullying me and do my yard too. Right? Be like, you're just bullying me. Now do my yard too. Yeah, you hear them out there with the leaf blower too, even. They're going crazy, crazy with tools. I'm going to have to get all kinds of fancy stuff. I just use a ride mower because I'm kind of, you know, ride mower crazy. Yep, yep. Okay. We are getting there. We're almost to the end with this one piece, and then I got to take the little piece I cut off yesterday, which should have been a huge sign to me that maybe this was a bad idea to begin with when I had to cut down some of the jacketing here. There we go. Here's the piece I cut off. That's how much I cut out of it. They're out here around the back side of the property, which is my garage is on the corner of my property in the back one corner of it.
Try not to talk loud right now because I'm talking down towards the microphone, and I know I got told yesterday that I was getting loud when I did that. And I wasn't planning to stream today, but then last night I said, hey, maybe we'll stream again, and well, so now I'm streaming. And the missus didn't know I was coming out here to stream, so I just kind of came out here and started a stream. Because I figured it keeps me motivated to keep working on this stuff. So I figured best to stream it so that I stay motivated to do it. Okay, well, we'll start from the other end then, since it seems like this end wants to work better. There we go. Now we'll kind of intertwine them a little bit. Intertwining them. Now we'll grab one of my super awesome tiny zip ties here, and we'll zip tie these two pieces so they don't unravel. There we go. All right. Well, it still wanted to come loose from itself. Oh well, that'll at least hold that end together. Now we can grab the other plug that we dropped like a dingus. Other plug. Airplane flying over again. Gotta love crop dusting. There we go. Snap that in, tighten that up, push it in a little bit till it grabs. There we go. All right. Now, a couple more zip ties just to hold this in place. Let's see. Move that out to the edge. And then let's run this all the way up almost to the fully to the top so we know where we're at on this. Da Vinci, I'm glad you're still here and interacting, good sir. We need to stop this right about here. That's all the higher we want to go. So let's make sure that with that there and that there, okay, there's that. And right about there. So yep. All right, grab a couple of zippy ties. Back through there, come around there, go back through here, tuck this in here. Okay, same thing again, there's a little hole down here, we fish that through, go around the cable, go back through there. Pull them out together. And there we go. All right. Now we nip that one off. That one off. There we go. And then, for my own sanity, we put one zip tie around both of these right about here, just to keep them together so they're not floppy dopping around. I think I'll probably put another one on there. I know Mitch had some like Velcro wrap on it, but I'm gonna put just some zippies. There we go. There. Tuck both of those in about the same length, and then I'll put one more right there down at the bottom just to keep everything kind of together. Zachary, what is going on, good sir? How are you? I'm just currently working on the old backpack printer here that if Mitch will approve, if I can get it together by then, and Mitch will approve
me being another carrier of a backpack printer, this might be all that I bring to Earth with me.
Or 3D Printopia for those who call it 3D Printopia. You know. Okay. Now everything is hooked back up, plugged back in. Let's just, for the sake of my sanity, I'm not going to screw everything in yet, but we are going to steal the power. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to set this back down on top for a moment. There we go. Set that down. Plug these back in real quick. There we go. And then we're going to gently just set it back in place and power it on. Beep. The screen does come up at first. It says booting and then it goes blank. So there you go. That would be epic. Yeah, I think it would be kind of cool to have this thing there, especially since I'm hoping that, you know, we can get the enclosure a little more friendly. You know, I got to see with this up here at that insane height. I got to see how high that is. Let's see something. Let's just take a guesstimation at how high that is. It looks like from the build plate we're at about 195 millimeters off the build plate. Be very genital. Hey, Ron, good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. I did share out to Digital Dragon your files, or I informed him that they were there, because he just built a Mark II, and you just recently released the Mark II mods or remixes that you made. Let's see something. Is that the one? No. There's a spring that I took off of there that had a bit of flat edges. One of these things is not like the other. Figuring it out is a pain in the butt. There it is. Found it. Yep, that's the spring I needed. This is the spring I needed. So there. Let's put this back in. Tighten it back down some. By some, I mean a bunch. The Gantry remix will be posted soon. Nice. Yeah, as soon as you get all your remixes done, I'll start printing everything, and then I'll put it on that LDO frame I got, and I'll do an LDO frame with your remix of the Rook 2020 Mark II. All right, let's go back to here. Let's home everything. All right. And then we got to go modify the file and tell it to go up about as high as I want it to go. And then I'm going to have to kind of print something to catch this at the top. And once I tell it can't go any higher than that, it'll be all right. Also, a Kurigami bed and an MGN Z-Mod. Nice. That'll be cool. That will be cool, good sir. Now I got to make sure that I didn't take that down too low and we smash into the bed. Nope. It's actually pretty damn close to where it needs to be. So we'll leave it right there. But there's that. So, I need to do the stupid manual Z screws. What I need to do. I need to set that up. Manual lead screw adjust so that I can go around and do those. I don't think it's built in by default, right? Manual screw tilt adjust for Klipper. Manual leveling. Give your ZN stop calibrate, save config.
adjusting your bed screw or bed leveling screws. That's where you got to put in your location of those, which let's see what we got here real quick. We're going to jump back to this screen. Taking my mouse over here with me. Let's move this extrusion out of the way, set the mouse down, and we're going to come down. We're going to tell X to move 10, 20, 30. And then we're going to back it up a little bit here. Nope. One more forward. There we go. Okay. Need to grab Post-it note and a piece of paper so we can get these numbers because we need these. What I'm trying to do is line up the nozzle over the springs. So we got I can't even think. Front, left, front, right, rear, left, rear, right. Front left is, again, 29 on X. So we'll do X, Y, 29. And then now we got to move our Y out. So let's go here and move Y 10, 20. This is more of a visual thing, so keep that in mind when you're doing this stuff. Y, we're going to move out ones now. Okay. So Y is going to be at 24. So Y is 24. And then for our front, the Y is going to stay 24 because they're both at 24 on the Y. Now it's just coming over for X as far as we got to come. So let's take our X now and move our X 100. And then go 10, 20, 30. That's pretty good. And let's see, that is good. So we're at 159 on X for the front right. So 159. Now we know 159 is going to be where this guy is. Now we just got to figure out how far back we go. And we know that on this side coming out 29. So we know that 29 and 159 are going to be our X and Y, or our X positions. Now we just got to figure out how far back we go here. So let's move our Y plus 100 and then go by tens. 1, 2, 3, and there we go. So that's going to be our Y at 154. So now our Y is 154 for both. 154, 154, and then again, we're at 154 and 159 on the rear right. And then on our X for the other one should be 29. So basically it should be 29 and 24, 159 and 24. And then when it moves back, it should stay at 159. But where's the Klipper cam? Wait, hold on. I'm missing some stuff here. What'd I miss? Yeah. Where's the Klipper cam? Oh, DaVinci. Yeah, sorry, no Klipper cam yet. Not on this one yet. At some point, maybe I'll mount a camera in here once I get the enclosure finished up. But anyway, so my lefts will be at 29 out, and then, yeah. So if we move X back to 29 here, so let's type 29 on X. And I look. Yep. So there we go. We have our numbers. So now we can go and create the file or create the settings for our manual, which again is going to be, let's see, the secret to good bed leveling is screws utilizing their printer's high precision motion. Done. Let's see here. What you need to do is this is done by creating a bed underscore screws config section. For example, it might be something like this, which is close. So we'll copy that. And then once, let's see here. The bed screw adjust specific XY screws on the outside of the bed, specific XY position closest to the screws, which I did. They are over. Once you have this config done, you restart, load the config, and then one, you can start the tool by doing the bed screws adjust, which we can make a macro for after the fact. So what's this? Gain fine bed screw adjustment. If your printer has 3 bed screws, all 3 screws under the bed, yeah, we don't have 3, we have 4. So adjust bed level screws using the bed probe. We don't have a bed probe, so we're not going to play around with that. And we're not going to use that. So we're going to go ahead and go back. We're just going to basically copy this part, come back in here, go back to machine, and this one we'll do it under printer config, scroll down, and then really we can put that under pretty much anything. We'll put it here under Z, so we'll enter, back up, Control V, paste it, and then we'll basically type screw 4, boom, space, and then now this is where we put in our numbers. Screw 1, which is going to be our front right, or our front left, is going to be 29, because it does X and then Y. Hey Martin, what's going on, man? But it's X and then Y when you're looking at those numbers, so X is going to be 29, and Y will be 24. And then screw 2 is going to be 24 again, but it's going to be 159 was the number we came up with. And then again, we're looking at 29. As far as I know, no, actually, we're going to do these backwards because we're already on the right side. We're not going to make it go boom, 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 boom. So we're going to tell it go boom, 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 boom. So we are going to do these a little backwards. So we're going to have 159 and 154. 154. Whoops. Yeah. And then we're going to do 29, comma, space, 154, and there we go. So now we've got 29, 24, 24, 159, 159, 154, 154, and 29 again. So it kind of all comes back around on itself. Then you've got bed underscore screws, and then we save and restart, and it's rebooting. Wait for it to come back up. And then once we've done this part with the bed screws, then it says we can adjust it by doing a bed screws adjust. Hit copy for that. Come back here. We'll see if this actually does. I can't remember if that will work as is. Oh yes, must home axes first. So it will work. We just have to home the axes first. So we home everything. Okay. It is homed. Click back here on send code, press up and hit enter. Okay, there it goes. It did work. So there we go. All right. So now we can go ahead and run through the process. But we are going to currently abort that option because looking at it here, I'm going to want to bring my, let's see, let me undo the spring as far as I can go and make sure that I'm not in the soft spot of the spring. Okay, we're going to start this again just to see where we're at. We may want to adjust our lead screw, or not our lead screw, our end stop screw. Adjusted. I want to make sure that we're going to be good all the way around when we start this. We're pretty close anyway, because we're going to heat things up a little bit. There we go. Adjusted. Right over the springs. Oh, goodness. I love it when a plan comes together. Oh, it's like the A-Team. There we go. Okay. So that worked. Now we can just abort that section real quick. Let's go ahead and home everything real fast. Put it all back to home, and then we're going to preheat the build surface, because I do like to run all my tests with a hot bed, because that's how I print. So there we go. Let's go ahead and get the temps up. We never created our presets for our temps, so let's work on that real quick. Come in here, go down to presets, add a preset. We're going to call this one preheat. I can't even spell. There we go. Preheat. Bam. We're going to do we'll do 180 on the extruder, and then we're going to do, because we got that other bed on there, we'll do 35. Whoops. 35, because we got that SliceWorks bed on there. Nice job, Hannibal. Yes. All right. Save preset. Add another preset. We'll call this one PLA. Come down, smack the bed. 220. Boom. And 35. Store preset. Create another one. We'll call this one PETG. Not that I will print much PETG, but again, just in case, 235. And boom. And what's it say for PETG on this build plate? PETG is 50 to 70, so we split the uprights and we'll do 60. And then store and save. And there we go. Now we have some actual presets in here. So I can hit the drop down. In this case, we're going to do a preheat. So we get the bed up to temp. Like I said, we're doing 35 on the bed because that's what this build plate requires or says it needs. Here's my numbers that I came up with. So if anybody's got an FL-Sun and you're looking to do Klipper, here's the numbers you'll want. As long as yours is the same as mine anyway. There's your numbers. There, that's done out of the way. We need to grab another grab another precision measuring device to post-it note so that we can measure these once everything gets up to temp. The bed's almost up to temp. The nozzle's getting close. I just like to print close to temp with the nozzle, but up to temp on the bed so that any potential tackling of the bed is going to be factored in when we do these screws. Let's get this roughly in place and get it ready to go here. Then we come back down here. We're going to do the bed screws adjust again. Here it comes. And it is very tight, so we're going to go ahead and bring that down. With this build plate and with the way things are, I'm going to do it to the point where it just barely drags on the paper. So it's barely dragging on the paper. It's a little uncomfortable for me to do that, but now we're coming over for the next one. I like to have a little bit of smush on the bed. For a little bit of extra dragging, but for some reason, there we go, adjusted. And we're going to go around a few times just to make sure that everything is good. Okay. There we go, barely drags. Tacos. I know, Aaron, right, brother? I think tonight should be a taco night in my house, but we can't afford tacos. So tacos is what I want, but not what I'm going to get. Let's see. Oh, that's way off now. Let's go back a little bit. A little bit more. There we go. All right, it's adjusted. We go back to the first one. That one still feels good. Let's go to the next. I'll go around until I don't have to adjust a single screw. So like in this case, I'm going to adjust this one a little bit more. So we'll go back around one more time after this just to make sure. But I will go all the way around until I don't have to adjust a screw. So there's that one. That one feels good. Now, if we don't have to adjust anything this go around, then I'll hit accepted and we'll move along. But now that one feels like it's a bit close, so take it down a little bit more. There we go. All right. Now we'll cross our fingers that we go around one more time after this and we'll be good. That one is barely dragging. That one is barely dragging. That one is barely dragging. Now let's cross our fingers. This is it. Barely dragging. Barely dragging. Barely dragging. And after this, I'll be done if it doesn't need anything. Doesn't feel like it. All right, now we'll hit accept. And we'll just kind of accept all the way around real fast. Since we know that they're all good now. And we'll hit accept. There we go. Now it's done and accepted. It has now bed screw tilt is completed. And it's got everything all done. So those are done. Now the only thing that's left to do is the end stop off, Z end stop calibrate right now. So we'll copy that. We just hit copy there. Come here. We want to move this to the center of the bed for this part. So we'll do 90 on X. We'll move 90 on Y. And now that we're dead center in the bed, we'll slide the piece of paper back under. Actually, no, we won't. First thing we're going to do is paste that in there and hit enter. And then now we'll move things down. Oh, out of range. We can't go down that far, huh? Well, that's fine. We'll move down smaller numbers now. Let's go down. We got to redo that again. Let's fix this in our. Let's go fix this in our config first, guys. The reason we're getting that error. Come down to our printer config. Come down here, and then let's see. End stop position for Z is right there. We don't have to mess with that part right at the moment. But what we do need to do is the position max for Z. We need to fix that. Let's take this up to 195 right now, just to see if we can gain a little more out of the top of that end. And then as for our position min, it is yelling at me. It should have. It should be a position underscore min here, where I can go farther down. So let's do. I think it's just position underscore min. Boom. And we'll set it to -2. Actually, -5. Let's copy that, because I don't know what the hell I just did. I didn't see it. So, copy that. Close this. Don't save. Reopen. Scroll down. Click here. Control V. Enter. You're back, Thorpe? Good. Tell me I'm doing this wrong so you can yell at me and correct me. 195. And then let's save and restart. Oh, that's what I did. My dumbass maximized the browser. Haha. Okay, that's why I saw flashy. I was still good, but that's okay. How's everyone doing? Better now that you're back, Thorpe. We missed you. Preheat. There we go. Now let's go ahead and do our Z end stop calibrate. Oh, it's going to yell at me and tell me I need to home first, so let's home everything. I need to do a new Z end stop calibrate. All right. Now let's go to 90. 90. And let's do the Z end stop calibrate. Let's go up. Okay, there's that. Now let's start going down. Go down one. And that is very close. So let's go up one. Down half. And that almost feels pretty good right there. Almost. Let's go up half. Or half of the half of the half. There we go. And hit accept. And there we go. Oh, it failed again. That's right. So what we need to do, let's make sure it failed. Let's come down here and grab our new number. Let's hit copy that. So 062, go back into machine. It failed, which is fine. We can still make it work. Let's take this part out. Let's actually just delete that whole section that says, you know, you're not supposed to mess with it. We'll come back up here. We'll uncomment this for the moment. Paste that number back in there, Control V, and save it. Dan failed. Yep. There we go. Now we go back here. And let's preheat for PLA. Let's home everything. Okay. Everything is homed. Now let's go back into the super of slicers. Go to Dan's Leftover Sliceworks project, or the DLSP, as Mitch has, I think, finally named it. I think he finally named it the DLSP, or Dan's Leftover Sliceworks project. Let's come back in here now. Let's go to File, New Project. Don't save it. Discard that. And then we got, yeah, we still left it saved as Mitch. And then the standard DLSP, DLSP for PLA. And let's add in the Dapper Dan duck, 3D printing file, or click here. I don't think it was saved there, no. There we go. Now we scroll way down here until we find the 3D duck, or the Dapper Dan duck. 3DD, or 3D duck. There it is, the Dapper Dan duck. First thing we're going to do is rotate it on the Y90. Not that, no, not that. My bad. Kick it back on Z. We want to rotate it 90. That's right. There we go. So now he'll print facing the front. Slice the plate. And for my sanity, we're going to go back here, and skirt loops, we're going to do 5. That'll give me enough time to adjust the Z offset. There we go. And print. Slice and print. Here it goes. got timed out here on Dan's stream last night. Aaron. Yeah, Aaron, but I had nothing to do with that. That was all JPP. JPP was being mean. He was abusing his powers. Oh, hey, it usually helps if you want to print something, just so you guys know, if you actually put the filament in. So let's load filament real quick. Oops. My bad. All right, let's 25. Let's go 50. Extrude. It's not grabbing the filament. Grab my nippers. Give it a nippy nip at an angle. These are now dead. I tried to cut really hard metal with them, so they don't like to. There we go. Oops, I forgot. You got to loosen it to tighten it on this one now. Okay, well, let's see here. Let's extrude now. What are we doing here? Okay. Fine. Growly. Okay. Let's see. We had it the wrong damn direction. Uh-oh. We have filament jammage. Growl. Stupid filament jam. Let's see. Do we have a small enough Allen that we can give a little force to? There we go. Haha. All right. I think there was a piece of filament jammed a little farther up in there because I did try to pull some stuff out earlier, and we just force it down towards that hot end more. Dadgummit. I'm full of all kinds of bad ideas, so don't ever do what I do. Okay. That did force some filament out the bottom, so there we go. Kind of like it's easier to connect Klipper when the printer is powered on, right? Yes. Yes, it is, Thorpe. It is always easier to do that. Hey, there we go. Now we got filament pressing out. We'll get 25 and another 25, and then we'll do another 25 just to make sure. There we go. So we push 75 millimeters of plastic. Okay. Now let's go ahead and restart the print. It's actually not a bad first layer, but we're going to go up just a skewsh. Let's go up that far just to see what it looks like. We'll wait. That looks pretty good. A little higher. Let's go back up that high one more time. Think it is looking pretty okay. This is why Dan had a duck butt impression on his build surface. All right, we got to go down just half of what we, or a little less than half of what we went up. Let's see. There we go. All right. DLSP is up and going. There we go. Not that you guys want to see the screen anymore now that it's printing. There you go. See? There it is. Ta-da. So we'll let it run. We'll see what it does. We'll see how cooling goes with it. See if we can get a successful Dapper Dan duck off of this thing. It is an hour-plus long print, so all right. Shaking the whole stinking table. So anyway, there we go. It's printing. Yay! It's on Klipper. It's printing. We swapped the old hot end back onto it since the E3DB6 hot end was not a viable option for this printer. At least not with what I had. I could have put a different nozzle on it probably and made things a little better, but the funny part is I still have to put everything back together, but I have a good print going now, so we'll let it ride out and see, and then yeah. And then I'll put the screws back in the bottom plate, put this back down, or connect this all back down together so that it can be worn as a backpack as it currently sits. But again, if anybody's feeling generous, wants to help me acquire the batteries to get this going, since we have the low voltage cutoffs coming, we went to Harbor Freight and looked at their website where the Bauer tools are, because these battery plugs are designed for Bauer batteries. It is, again, let's go back to the Harbor Freight site. That's the giveaway stuff from the other day. Let's see. Let's go back to Harbor Freight. Right screen. So a 2-pack of the 5 amp hour batteries is going to be $80, and then if we go with the double charger, it's another $60. Ideally, 4. So 2 of these would be ideal to get 4 of the 5 amp hour batteries in case I do any traveling. If somebody wanted to go nuts, feel free to throw me enough to get some of the 12 amp hour batteries. They're $135 a piece, or $136 a piece. Don't really care. 5 amp hour batteries, Mitch said 4 of them should be enough to get me through like a day's worth of an event. So if I had 4 of these, so $160 in batteries, another $60 for the charger. This is the dual charger for $60. They do have the single charger for $32, or they actually have the 5 amp hour battery with a single charger for $100. It says limited stock in Peru. That's where I would go. But so if anybody wanted to be kind enough to send me again $60 for this guy, and then at least $80 to get 2 batteries would be greatly appreciated. But if you want to send me $250 to cover 4 batteries, in the charger, I would not argue. So, but again, if you do decide to send me the monies, just know I get this thing, the frame rebuilt out around this thing. Somewhere probably on the side, I will have a vinyl sticker or a sticker made up with like sponsors of the build, and I'll put like QR codes next to each person's name that people can come up and scan the QR and go to either your website or your YouTube, your Twitch, your X, whatever you decide. So it'll be a little bit of an advertising for you guys to help me get this thing back up and running. So I would greatly appreciate that. Mr. David Wilson, or Woodwaker1 on YouTube, his YouTube channel will be on the side there. But I want to keep this part kind of open so that when I put the door on it, as people walk up from behind and see it, it'll be nice and open, and then the sides will be where I put, sponsor stuff. People who sponsor things. It's going to be like a really big, printer built and designed by, or, backpack built and designed by Mitch 3D. And then, maybe I'll just do a big unit built and designed by Mitch 3D, sponsors included, and then it'll be, like I said, your info, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App down below. If you'd like to, just tell me what you're sending money for. The batteries, the charger, whatever. This print quality is looking pretty darn good. I'm going to be, I think, pretty happy with this as long as it's successful. So, yeah. So thank you guys for hanging out. Just got back from lunch. Awesome, Mad Cats. I hope it was a good lunch. Da Vinci, I hope you're having a good time. I know Thorpe's having a great time. He loves to pick on me. So, I know Thorpe's having a good time. You guys send me money, I'll go ahead and add it to my cart, pay for it now, and then I can just go pick it up when I get there. When the printer is going, should have it playing Dora the Explorer backpack song. Backpack, 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 backpack. But I am thinking that I gotta figure out how much I need to add 50 mils to all of the directions, basically, because this is about a 300 millimeter long piece of extrusion right here. It's 300 and we'll see here, that's 30 there, and then it goes 5 pass, so 350 mils is what it's saying this is, but in Mitch's design it said that was 345 if I remember when I looked at the CAD. So it's 350 currently. Or, wait, 300 and, that's 10, so that's 5, so that's 50, yeah, 350. That would be 50. 305. Yeah. So I'm going to have to double check, and we're going to want to come out about 50. And go this way about 50, and then go this way another 100 and, what did we say, 110? So, yeah. We actually didn't check the Z height. Shit. I gotta check that Z height and make sure that I max out before I run off the top of this. And then, to keep the spool connected to the frame so it doesn't add any more here, we're gonna keep it kind of like it is. I'll get metal instead of printed parts right here. Right now I just did printed parts because it's what I have, but I'll get some metal 90s or something to hold it on there. But yeah, so we're going to go another 110 millimeters tall,
50 millimeters wider and 50 millimeters this way. And probably don't even need to necessarily go a full 50. Because realistically, when I have it here, well, let's see. Let's line it up with its current holes. That'll be where it needs to be. Yeah, it does come right to the edge. But if I did do like the Voron's like mini fridge door, or if I did like a clicky clack style enclosed door for it, it would still be out a little ways, so it would be fine. So if I did kind of like a clicky clack door on it, it would be fine. When the printer gets done, have it play. Oh yeah, we already read that part. Sorry, Thorpe, I thought I missed a few things. Chat's not very active right now. You guys are just keeping me up for background noise. Thank you. I will take it. The views help. The 8 of you that are, or 9 of you that are concurrently viewing this, thank you very much for that. I had 60 views total today on the stream, so thank you for that as well. If anybody feels like becoming a member, I feel sorry for you, but thank you if you do. Greatly appreciated. This guy, if you're not a member and you want to become a member, do it. Do it to it. Currently, Thorpe is not a member, Da Vinci is not a member, and Madcats is not a member. So, and neither is Ron. So Ron, Thorpe, you guys are not members. So if somebody wants to be a badass and gift some memberships, feel free to do so. Greatly appreciate that as well. Cunningham Customs is a member. You can see by the green name and the little logo or little thing right after it, you know. And yet only 8 likes. Yeah, there's 9 people watching and 8 likes. So if somebody would be so kind as to give me another like, I would greatly appreciate that. But the goal, Cunningham Customs, is that if all goes well, I will be wearing this around school the first day of, when school gets back in session, I'll be wearing this around the school the first day. That's kind of the hope. With your work piece was going to throw away the staircase? What? That's craziness. Blah, blah, engagement, blather. Yep. I mean, I give a solid thumbs down. I know you do, Thorpe. Engagement is engagement, man. I'll take it either way. And Martine, thank you for gifting Thorpe a sub, man, or a membership. Thank you very much for that. And don't forget, subs are free, so if somebody is watching that is not a sub, feel free to sub. But Thorpe, there you go. Look at that. Martine gifted you a membership, buddy. Look at that. So you'll get to see all the members' content I'm not posting all that often, but have been getting better at doing. So like the pictures of this when I got it, I posted that to let everybody see, you know. Refitted your FlashForge Adventurer 5M with the latest parts from the enclosure kit. Nice, man, cats, nice. I miss mine. I really wish I had one again. If somebody wants to go to my Amazon wish list and send me one, I won't argue. I'm just playing. Nobody needs to send me one. It is a good printer, though. It really is. If anybody's looking for a good first printer, I highly recommend the FlashForge Adventurer 5M. Highly recommend it. Especially since you can get it for cheaper, and then you can always do the enclosure if you need to do it later on, rather than buying the Pro right out the gate and basically getting an enclosed printer. De nada. Zombie sent you yours? Nice. Yeah, Zombie's a good dude. I like Zombie. He's a good dude. There's a small handful of people in the community that I don't try to associate with. There's a large group of people in the community that I do love and support, but I just am never around to catch their streams. So that sucks. I really wish I could make more streams, but lately it's a lot of like working and trying to spend time with the family when I'm not here doing these kinds of things. But as you can see, I took 2 days off from work and I'm spending 2 days streaming. So, you know,
But I do plan to spend time with the family this weekend. I want to try and catch Jerry's stream tomorrow, hang out with those guys, and just chitty chat for a bit. Maybe have this thing running in the background here. I'm watching as the duck comes together. I think because of how small this build plate is and the fact that I'm now running Klipper and Z offset's going to be a whole lot easier to adjust. I don't think I necessarily need to worry about putting a probe on this so much because of, yeah, it's a 180 millimeter bed. Doesn't necessarily need that. But what I do need to do is run this up to the max that I can get it. At its max, I need to measure how much of this cable is still bulging out the top so I can give myself a little more headroom when I build, you know, the final enclosure that I'm going to do for this thing. Whether I just get 2040 or 20 extrusion and do it myself. Ideally 2040 would be fun. It adds more weight to it, but it would be fun to do 2040 because then I could always leave the top off, slide the panels in on the sides, and then put the top on. Because I'm not going to do a back panel because I don't need it fully enclosed because people aren't going to hopefully try to stick their hands back here. And since I'm mostly going to be printing PLA and PETG on it, I don't need it to be fully enclosed. So I'm not going to worry about panels in the backside here. Not only that, but that gives these wires back here room to, you know, the wiring and the looms and everything, room to kind of do its thing. Plus it makes it easier to get the wires that need to connect to the printer here, the USB cable that will go up, come up and through. Polymaker translucent blue PETG. Hardware kit is complete with half the cost of what would have spent for the panels locally. Nice. I just went with Polymaker black ABS. Yeah, keep it all blacked out, right? Make it a badass machine. Black it out. Personally, myself, I'm more of a fan of non-glossy stuff. I don't care for, like, my motorcycle is it's a matte, was it matte black, like matte black glitter or matte black flake. It's got like a flake inside of it, but it's a matte black instead of a shiny black. By my motorcycle, I mean it's my son's now. Yep. You also added a camera. Nice. Yeah, I planned. I like I said, I'm probably gonna do something silly and like add a little camera in here. It would be fun is to add a little camera in here that sits, you know, if I could go out far enough and have the ability, put a camera that sits right here that just looks at it while it's printing, and have it just kind of ride up with it as it prints, and then put like a little screen or a display on top, like, you know, have a little screen or display on top that people can actually watch the printer so they don't have to be right on it. But that's more power drawn. I don't want this thing drawing way more power than it needs to. It's already going to be pulling an extra 5 volts to run the BTT, the pad 5 and the CM4. I got to put a 5 volt buck in here for that. So I will have to run a 5 volt buck converter out. Thankfully, there is on the Wegos, the Mitch left 2 open, or there's 1 open on the positive and negative on each side of the Wegos. But yeah, everything is still under here ready to go. I just got to mount those 2 and then should be good. But yeah, so once I get those 2, the low voltage cutoffs, it'll be great. You also did the Klipper mod on it with Klipper screen. Nice. Yeah, I was trying that with mine, but for some reason I couldn't get the full-blown Klipper to install. So I just let it go stock off to the family. Like I said, my niece and nephews and my brother and sister-in-law have been enjoying the printer. He said he was having some problems, and then I haven't heard back from him if he got it resolved himself or if he still needed me. It's nothing super crazy. It was just the connecting to Orca Slicer. He had an issue with it connecting to Orca Slicer. There's still obviously ways to make that work. You just export the file to USB and then run it off the printer that way. Now that they've incorporated Orca Slicer. Yeah, I noticed that the latest version of FlashForge Slicer is running or is running on Orca Slicer, so that's nice. Orca Slicer's a good slicer. I wish that people would just design their profiles for Orca Slicer and be done with it. Instead of, there's no reason to reinvent the slicer. It's already a thing. It already exists. Because this thing isn't mounted down, every time it's moving, it's rattling on the aluminum. So I'm going to have to make sure when I'm done, I get the fan plugged back in and get the printer screwed back into the plate. And then we'll get the plate mounted back down. And like I said, at least for right now, just little local stuff, playing around with it around the house and whatnot, I'm not going to worry too much. But I do want to redo the enclosure. Like I want to take these and flip them to the outside. This one here, flip it to the outside. So I'll want to take these off and flip them. These ones on the inside here are fine because then the legs will still mount up. So because I can leave these, I can't really leave these here when I put the front uprights on, so I have to take these off and flip them over. So we'll figure out something different for the legs, I think. Or see if, yeah, I won't want to do that. I'll have to figure something else out for this corner and be able to come up with another one here that'll be up here a ways. Can I take off, stay out of jail? I'll try, Thorpe. I'll try. You do the same, man. You do the same. Try and stay out of jail. Make good choices. Like that one idiot on the internet always says, stay out of trouble, stay out of jail, and make good choices. He also says stay out of trouble, stay out of jail, and happy 3D printing too a lot, I hear. It's kind of an idiot from what I understand. These are all the screws that came out of the enclosure part. So we'll stick these up in the thing here so I don't lose them. And then I should have another empty container now somewhere floating around up here. Let's close that. Well, I know there's at least one missing from somewhere. I'm not going to look too deep into it just yet. But we'll get the... oh yeah, my phone's on top of it because those are all the screws that I got to hold the plate on. And then these are the screws that hold the plate to the actual frame. Plate to the printer, printer to the, or plate to the frame. No promises. Peace out. I hope you can see this bad boy back printing running in person. Oh, you will, Zachary. You will. If nothing else, we'll plan a meetup out at Lee Marie 3D Studios one weekend when they're streaming. We'll take over and I'll walk around with that on my back at the at his shop. I'll bring it and just have fun with it there. Who knows? Maybe redoing the frame will be a stream at his house. So maybe we'll get together with Mr. and Mrs. Lee Marie 3D on a Saturday and do a dual stream on my channel and his channel. We'll rebuild the frame at his place. Because I realize this plate, I don't necessarily have to redo the plate. If I come out so far with it, I can always add in another piece of 2020 where these bolt holes are to kind of better center it with inside the frame. So it doesn't have to be, I don't necessarily have to get a whole new plate for that. And then all of the electronics are mounted to an aluminum plate underneath. So that's really the nice part, is everything is mounted to a piece of aluminum plate that Mr. The Mitch mounted to the back. So I can just take that whole plate loose, drop the battery connectors out, and then just move all that over to a new unit. The battery connectors are printed in PLA. They haven't warped, So we'll continue to use them for now, but at some point I'll probably reprint those in ASA. You can bring over parts for the next project of yours. Nice. Yeah, it'd be kind of cool if we raid Lee Marie 3D Studios one day. I think for me to get to them is like a 4-hour drive. So get up that morning, drive out, hang out for the stream, maybe catch a bite to eat, and then drive home that night. It's on a Saturday, so I could do that and then have Sunday to recoup. But yeah, again, I need to get batteries and a charger, and it'll be a backpack printer again. So I will reconnect the fan and then kind of go from there. Speaking of the fan, I need to look at something in the config. Let me take a look at where is the fans config? There we go. That's just the part cooling fan and the nozzle fan. It doesn't say anything about the other fan. So we'll have to take a peek, see here. Oh wait, I think those are just live 24 volts, so it's always on. Yeah. 2.5 hours for you. Okay. Next paycheck, you can help out a little bit. Hey, Zachary, not a problem, good sir. You don't have to. I'm not asking anybody to make themselves go broke helping me with this. This is a me thing. I did this. If people can help, really appreciated. Every little bit helps. I do need to see something because I don't know that I'm necessarily going to hook the LEDs back up. So I'm going to have to see where the LEDs... I would like to keep the LEDs live in there. Mr. The Mitch does have a long enough set that I could do one down one side, one down the other. Would be cool is if I had more, I could go down the side, across the front, and down the other side. Not necessarily across the back, because don't need lights in the back, Go look at messages. Oh, damn it. You're at my phone. I have a bad feeling when she tells me to check messages while on stream. Maybe. I don't know if the printer's plugged in and connected, love. I'll have to look and see. When I get done, when's she leaving? Just tell me when she's leaving. Either message me on here or tell me in there when she's leaving. Because I have to check and make sure that the printer is connected. Jerry show is 12 p.m. Pacific. That's tomorrow, right? Yeah, today's Friday, so that's tomorrow. Tomorrow is the Jerry show. Don't forget to go hang out on Jerry's channel. Sorry, gang, I'm just getting caught up on some stuff. Sorry. I know how boring it is. She is leaving by 5. Okay. I will be done streaming before 5. It's 3:21 now. I'll probably be done by 4. So I will print it off as soon as I get done with this. I'll probably be done before 4. Because the Dapper Dan duck here is going to take a while. I'll probably post a picture of it to the X and to the community tab so everybody can check it out when it's done. So be watching that. I'm probably going to stream for probably about another 9 minutes here. That'll put me at 3:30 my time, and then that give me time to get her thing printed off. So give me about 9 more minutes, guys, and then we're going to wrap this up. I'll post pictures of the duck when it's done, and yeah, I don't think you guys care to watch me put the screws back in and mount it back up anyway. I can do that part off screen. It's not a big deal. So I'll get this thing mounted back down, and then, yeah, we'll be that much closer to re-backpacking the backpack printer. So there you go. It'd be awesome to get this thing actually backpacking again. And we'll see how good the duck turns out and see if there's more tweaking we can do in the slicer. I should start doing that more often. Then I wouldn't necessarily have to 18 and over my stream, you know. Thanks for reminding me. You need to post your first Keyforge print to the Exeter. Yeah, Exeter. Twixter. The Twixterverse. Twixter. I want to start my own Twitter variant. Call it Twixter. 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 You think that I'll get in trouble with a company for doing that? Or two? I know that there was a guy way back in the day that had Twatter. Instead of Twitter, they called it Twatter. I don't know if that still exists, but it was a thing. It was a Twitter variant. But gang, I want to thank you again before we wrap this thing up. I just want to thank you all again for coming in and hanging out and watching me do stupid stuff. Yes. This wire came up right here. Well, we will slowly but surely redo some stuff and make things better. We're going to have to work on this guy. Like I said, if somebody wanted to get crazy and do a Pip-Boy 3000 mod for the Pad 5 with the CM4 with 2 USB outs, a USB-C and a USB-A, so that I can plug them in, be greatly appreciated. Vote on one of the 3 ships for your sponsor. Hey, not a problem, Zachary. If you'd like, good sir, we can make it a poll on my community tab, and then people can go vote and see which ship you should make next. If you want to do that, since you're not, super active on the YouTubes, if you'd like, I can make it a poll down below. You can send me the different models. I can upload the pictures, and I can upload a picture of each one of the models and say which one should Zachary do, and we can make it a poll in the community tab. Just let me know if you want to do something like that. There's not too many people that view the community tab, but we can always, both of us together can kind of push people over to it if you'd like. If not, make it a tab, make it a poll on your X, and I'll push everybody over there to go vote for you. You can always just put it on your X as a poll, and then I can just tell everybody to go there, check it out, and vote for you if you would like. Unless you want to keep it just a me thing, that's fine. We can do a me thing too. I don't care. Whatever you want, man. There is a lot of little wispies going on, so I'm gonna have to dial in my. I could probably kick back the temp and see if that gets rid of some of the wispies, because I am running it at 220, and I don't think 220 is necessary for as slow as it's printing. So let's keep this down to say 210. Not 10. 210. There we go. They tried to set the heater down to 2 or to 10. Let's see if it'll stop at 210 now. Okay. Yeah, 210 is where it's sticking. So we'll leave it at 210 and see what happens. You'd appreciate it, the more the merrier. Yeah. So dude, if you want, just send me the pictures on like Discord of the models that you would like, input on, and then I can make it a community tab, like poll, where everybody can vote for you. I'll tell them, I'll be like, friend of the community, and I'll tag your YouTube so people know, and I'll be like, is wanting to know everyone's input on the next ship. So yeah. Give you an idea for a Pip-Boy 3000. This is dangerous. Yeah. Basically, take the Pip-Boy 3000, and be able to put the Pad 5 in the Pip-Boy. So if I can get the Pad 5 in there with the CM4 on it, and then have enough space for 2 USB extension cables, one USB-C, obviously they'll have to be 90s, but a USB-C for the power and another USB-A for the data to the printer. And then, like I said, you can just make it so on the side I can take the extensions and stick them in there and either glue them, epoxy or whatever, and epoxy them in there so that we can then I can slide it on. Either that or make it 2-piece where it like screws or locks together or whatever. Some way for it to lock together around my wrist. And then plug the 2 USB cables in and have something there just to latch to hold them, whether it's a printed part that comes over or you slide them in and then it screws together or whatever the case is. Just something to keep the USB cables from pulling out while it's mid-print. And then I can just run them down, have them plug right in, and then have the Pip-Boy on the arm to, view the Klipper screen that's running on that. So that'd be cool. It's just what I need is basically go grab the CAD file for the Pad 5. It's the Big Tree Tech Pad 5. So you'd have to grab the CAD files and make sure that there's room in there for that. It'd be fun. Maybe even go crazy and on the side put like a fan port so I can, run a 5-volt, run a little 5-volt fan off of the pinouts. And then just run a small little either 3.3 or a 5-volt fan to help cool the inside so it doesn't overheat. With some crazy little fan shroud built in. Or a Pip-Boy 3000-esque or inspired wrist device. Because the other option is I'll just 3D print an enclosure for it that I can use the webbing on the straps and just have it hang from here and just run the USB cables over the shoulder and plug them in. Put a little hot snot on them just to keep them in place and then just let it hang, and I can bring it up and look at it and let it hang down and basically just wear it on my front. Because there's always that option too. But yeah, Mr. Ducky is going to take a little while yet. It's saying it'll be done. ETA is 4:26 p.m. I got to be done streaming here in about 1 minute. So that being said, guys, that would be something you want to see. That's so freaking bad. Yeah. Like I said, it'd be cool to have like a Pip-Boy-esque style wrist brace. Even if it's just a piece that has like a Velcro strap or like a Velcro strap that I pull tight, maybe 2 of them that I pull tight over the wrist, and it's just a top piece and Velcro straps to hold it to the wrist and then just wear it around that way. Doesn't necessarily have to be a full piece, but something to put on the wrist, and then I can get some of that thin foam that has the adhesive back on it, and I can line the inside with that so it doesn't necessarily tear up the arm. And then Velcro. And there you go. But guys, I do thank you. I got to go print that thing for my daughter. It's been a 3.5-hour stream. So thank you guys for hanging out. For those of you who hung out for the entire time. For the rest of you, yeah, have a great day. Thanks for coming by. The usual. Stay out of trouble, stay out of jail, happy 3D printing, and all those things. So I'll see you guys in the next one. I will post pictures in the community and on the X of this when it's done, and then I'll get everything buttoned back up so next time I stream it'll be a solid piece again. And then hopefully Tuesday we'll have the low voltage cutoffs, and maybe I can run into a magic amount of money and get the batteries, and then Tuesday we can wire everything up and I can walk around freely in the office with a printer on my back. That'd be pretty sweet. And then if that be the case, then probably have to take it to work with me on Wednesday, which means someone in the chat may stop by and see me so he can see it in person at work. But anyway, guys, peace. See you. Bye. Toodles.